Hello, hello, and welcome back, everybody. Oh wow, Alec Giggle. Welcome back, Hideo. 32 months. Wait, one sec, just making a quick post to Discord. There we go. Okay, yeah, but hey Dio, hey Macy, hey Hideo. And I think we're kind of just back to normal here, hopefully. I'm not totally sure. But we're going to start with what is typical for Monday morning, which is to take care of some of these administrative tasks. This to-do list has gotten out of control. That's the most important thing that's happened right now. So we have 6, 7, 5, 3 lines on to do. We're going to tackle this. But yeah, so to sum up, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, I went to Houston. Then 2 weeks ago, I went to Detroit. And then last week, I needed to kind of cool off from all that stuff. So I did one brief stream. And now I think we're back to normal. So the streams that we're going to do are going to get more toward coding. They're going to be 4 hours a day. I'll likely do marketing stuff and any sort of private coding off stream. And so the general goal for today, at least, I really want to stop doing to-do lists like this. Hey, yo, is going to be clean to-do list. Oh, see, this is why I want to clean this. This takes so long. Update today command. We're going to merge PRs from Hideo. Come on. Assign new tasks to Hideo. And then I think just plan monetization. The plan is pretty important. And I think this will take all day. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably start coding monetization stuff tomorrow. But anyway, we aren't there yet. So yeah. But how's everybody doing? Are you guys all doing well? Is it good to be back? So this stuff's all done. Talk to viewers about backup career. We did that. Yeah. So I'm going to mark this as finished. We're going to actually open this up in Sublime. Hey Shua, hey Clayman. Doing great, how are you? I'm doing well. I feel rested. Hey Endurin. I feel rested. I feel ready to tackle work again. And I think one of the things that I noticed, and you see this with some very career-focused people, is that if they ever don't have their career, they're not working toward that they sort of feel hollow. I've seen this from people who are close to retirement, and I guess just generally people who put a lot of hours into their work life. And I feel like that had kind of turned into me, where I was putting in a lot of time into Botland and kind of making sure everything was set up for Botland. And then I took a week off from it. And it wasn't like it was the most fun or the most relaxing vacation. It was just time off. And I think I needed that. And it would have been nice if it was more fun or more relaxing, but here we are. Hey, Maker Blaker. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're doing great, Shua. All right, what is this? Is this even... It's in my list, so it's probably fine. Hey, Buff Seagull. Botland journey. Yeah, these are the slides that I'd done. This talk was like fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't really think it was super important or impactful. Post first, ask people to help with the automatic translations. Yeah, that is something I would need to do. What is this stuff? I think we did this already. I think both of these are merged. But it's good to be back. I am pretty excited because I think the next month or so is going to be the last little bits of stuff that don't really impact users. We have been working for, I don't know what, like 4 months, 5 months on stuff that's necessary, but that's not really exciting. Like notifications was a bunch of work that I did on stream. The rest of the DevOps stuff was a bunch of the work. And those are important. They're just not really exciting. Not for me and not for new users or existing users. So anyway, there were some exciting things that I'd worked on while I was doing the first streams. I never incorporated those, but I want to get back to that. And I think we're about a month away from that. So I'm hoping sometime around June we get to that. And then we'll be adding more value for players who play the game. And that's where I'm really going to start trying to grow the user base. Recording is pretty bad. It's kind of difficult for us to judge the room interest. I don't think people were too interested, to be honest. I don't really like those meetups too much. I don't feel like I get a whole lot of value out of them as a viewer or as a speaker. And so I don't know what it is. Yeah. I think everyone has some value to provide, and it just doesn't equate to the amount of time they're speaking for. So let's say you gave a 30-minute talk. There might be like 2 minutes of good stuff. And it's just a poor format to have to sit there and listen to a talk. I'm not saying that the people I listened to before were like this necessarily or calling on names or something. I just generally feel that I like YouTube videos for that sort of thing. So I can just skip the parts where I'm like, oh, this is not going to matter. So anyway, plan monetization. I think it was under this one, I want to say something like, make sure bot.land links to mobile apps. Hey, Thomas. Hey, and Julie. I'm glad to be back. Good to see you guys again. Yeah, I'm hoping to kind of just grow everything these coming weeks. So I want to grow the stream back to its original sort of viewership, which I think just consistency is going to help with that. I want to get more people into Botland. I want to run ads again. Hey, Ken Comatics. Anyway, this was merged, right? Yeah, this is merged. So right now, all we're doing is we're cleaning up the to-do list. Wait a second, that I actually wanted to do. Revert file. That's sort of worked. Oh, lemon drop. Let's just get through tech talks on YouTube. That's why I'm a bad programmer. Keepo. Welcome back. 5 months total. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also, what is it called? The Wadsworth constant for YouTube? Yeah, it is that. The first 30% of any video can be skipped because it contains no worthwhile or interesting information. Yeah, this is pretty true. I've noticed. Unless someone is very aware of this and is concerned with the viewer's attention span, then they'll just ignore it and they'll be like, "Hey guys, Adam YouTuber here with another amazing video. Hey, Mr. Demon Wolf, thanks for the raid. How's it all going? How's it going, Demon Wolf's viewers? We're doing something very boring right now, which is to just clean up the to-do list. But this will eventually get into sort of real work. We're gonna go from here to merging PRs. But welcome everybody. Hey Artie. Yeah, remember to smash that like button. And hey Fled. Watching Bobo Ross. Nice. This was merged too. Yeah, good. So these things were both done. Yeah, look at attack, replay features, time everything. Merge PRs we had done. Yep. So yeah, for anyone who missed what I said about my experience at first, it's this. It was fun. I think they were happy with what I did, and I don't think there was a lot of marketing value. And that's it. We're deleting this now. All right, yeah, so this features for later list, I definitely want to keep. But yeah, I'm going to try to get the stream back to just kind of, like I said, how it was, where you could count on me being online on a given day, that I feel like people were pretty engaged. And I think it's almost like regaining people's trust. I mean, it wasn't exactly like that, but. Hey, Pickle. So I'm happy to be back. I'm hoping to get some good stuff done here. Yeah, some of this I gotta write down somewhere else. Bugs. At some point we'll get to tackling this. Hey Jam, welcome back. So put a tooltip on experience points saying how you earn them. Put this here. You know, I'm still not getting ads on Twitch, and I was on the yearly Amazon Prime subscription, but I thought that ended in April. So I think I'm gonna start getting ads soon. I'm gonna need to buy Twitch Turbo. Badly need you for my background noise all these days. You just watch a VOD over and over. Back to Sublime just for managing the to-do list. Yeah, there's not too much I do in Sublime nowadays. And even here, all I kind of wanted to do is make sure all this gray text made sense still. So what else? Conversion rate stuff. These I think we'll get rid of. The libgdx issue. I don't think there's anything more to this, is there? Sublime has a new version, actually. I don't even know what it has in it. So was there anything past mine? No, there isn't. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, yeah, well, I don't think old VODs would have been that interesting, though, Flat. I was mostly just kidding. And what is this? Fix get notification settings. It doesn't return anything. I think I probably tested the database API, but not the REST API. What is this? Get notification settings. Doesn't return anything. I think this is done now. Yeah. Okay, app work, payments, music and deploy. Music we did. Oh, I never finished this work. I forgot about that. Yeah, the whole playing next. Yeah, darn it. Okay, well, whatever. That still needs to be done at some point. Graphics fuzziness stuff isn't actually done. Yeah, I never did this stuff either. And texture packer did not fix it. Yeah, I never really got to this. Well, let's put this stuff in the graphics fuzziness section. Hey, Lubert. And hey, Twinkie. Well, this is still a thing on my list, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, this is the cleanup I've just been putting off for a long time. Okay, so does this graphic still exist? Yeah, it does. I don't really know if this is necessary. So my workaround with rasterizing sprites may need to be applied to everything else in the game. Yep. Texture packer thoughts. There's all this stuff. We're not gonna do anything about that for right now. Alright, phone hasn't been the site. You can't see the bottom of the page. You can't scroll down. This is fixed. Hey, develop it. When do you leave again? Can't wait. That's I want to get banned talk right there. Logged in as a player who wasn't in the top 200 at all. Then I won a game and somehow became number 3, not number 1. Huh. Okay. We'll save this somewhere. Hey, relearns. Yeah, I just want to get back to business as usual, sort of. And these sorts of tasks are part of it. I think being on a 4-hour stream schedule changes certain things. So for example, saying hello to everybody takes up a larger portion of the stream because there's not as much time of people kind of sitting there from the beginning of the day. And then tasks like this can really sort of deviate from the coding work. Hey, Krasner, and thanks. Yeah, I went back and I looked through the chat. I don't think you're in Discord, Krasner, but I pasted in a screenshot of whatever you had said that I thought was funny. There's something someone else had said too. I've forgotten by now, but it's in the general channel. All right, mobile notifications were done. Payment prototype we had gotten done with. Fix client out of date. Yeah, this is not done. This is actually a major bug. In fact, we should probably tackle this. Hey, Wiggy. Good evening to you too. Out of date dialogue. It's a huge issue. Also, there's one other thing before I forget. Let me go do this right now. I think I can show you guys this on stream. Anonymous is now view. Oh yeah, it's Tale of 4 Gamers. That always happens for them. Welcome back, Tale of 4 Gamers. Thanks for resubbing. Okay, I'm loading this up on my other screen, and then I should be able to show you. Yeah, your friends are gonna tackle a new game. Awesome. What kind of game, Shua? Okay, still loading this. It's an Apple thing that I have over here on my other screen. I might not be able to show you this. Hang on, I'm just trying to see if this is private. Okay, well, here's what I can show you. There is a description field here, and I accidentally wrote "and wide variety of items," which I imagine shows up in the Google Play Store as well. Yeah, I saw that message, Krasner. I guess I'll write this for afterward. Fix store descriptions for apps and wide variety of items. I don't think this is super important. I think this is pretty sloppy looking, but no one's really finding the apps right now, so that should be okay. Yeah. No, Wanted, welcome back to you too. It's good to have you guys back. I am sharing this only in case you guys are interested. It's not a hint at anything, but the sub count is at 127 with 138 sub points. And yeah, that number is very different from what it was about a month ago. Had a brainstorm session, wanted to make a simple game, nothing major since we don't have user experience. It's gonna be like Twisted Metal old school remake. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think that sort of thing is a good idea. If I could make a suggestion, it is to focus on, if you're gonna even do multiplayer, just do local multiplayer. Don't work on network multiplayer. Local multiplayer is so much easier because you don't have to worry about any latency. Sub for a streak of 2 to the 5th. Yeah, you and Hideo today. Welcome back. And what was it last month? Probably low 200s. It's not, yeah. Oh, and streak. Thank you. Yep. Classic EJ. So EJ, how's it going? I meant to get back to you about a game or something. Here's the issue with playing games right now that involve other people is I never know anybody's schedule. So I have to ask, hey, are you free? And since there are like 3 different sets of games that I'm playing right now, I can't really parallelize them all, because imagine if I ask the first person, like, are you free? And then as soon as I ask them, then I ask another person, and then the first person responds with yes after the second person, and by then I'm like, oh, I'm not free anymore. Sorry, I just asked to know if you were. So since there are so many groups already going, I wanted to sync up with you again sometime this weekend, and I just couldn't. Have any coding work or network stuff? Yeah, and local multiplayer is usually pretty simple because it's just take what player 1 has done and make different inputs for it. It's usually about it. Whereas network multiplayer is a whole feature set on its own. Okay, what else? To-do list, write down some high priority items. Yeah. Before next deploy. These things weren't really super important, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. And we'll just put this on the to-do list. I want to throw you an invite if you want to do something. But yeah, thank you, and I do appreciate that. Gameschedule.com. You never know. So persistent logins. Yeah, I never finished the test. Monetization stuff. I never finished that. Mobile notification should be basically done. So I don't know. I don't think any of this list is really needed anymore. PR review is certainly finished. Make sure the login flow properly handles device information. Yeah, I think all this stuff is good. Even though it shouldn't change anything in native land, I'd like to test this notification when we have it fixed for sanity. I think we did this. So front end, this stuff, I think I'm just gonna cancel all of this. Hideo kind of already did this. Maybe I should just complete it all. Should actually have a checkbox on all platforms that says opt into promotional emails. This isn't even part of notifications. I'm gonna cancel that. Make sure calling login is done with the device ID and the device token. Sure, there's a logout API, yeah. Make sure the app is exported in all different sizes, yeah, whatever. Notification UI should only show up on mobile. This is based on your device, yep. Now show the major news update, yeah, that's fine. Tapping a notification should bring you to the relevant area of the game. I actually don't know what happens here, but I'm gonna just say this is fine, whatever happens. I've never used Unreal Engine, no. I've used Unity for maybe a few months, and I liked it. I like working with game engines because you don't have to focus on all the low-level stuff, like rendering and handling audio and device differences, and it's such a pain in the web world to not use libraries for that stuff. I mean, there are libraries, so there's no real reason why you wouldn't use libraries, but even using them, sometimes you run into device differences or browser differences. Game updates should bring you to the news thing. Yeah, this is fine. He's alive! Welcome back, Sidemaster. 1 whole year. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sidemaster. Yeah, at some point, by the way, I wanted to talk to you guys about that Discord document I sent everybody and my backup career options. Probably not today. I don't think it's super important. Game updates will likely be paired with needing to force refresh the page. I'm going to cancel this. Your defense being able to be upgraded could just take you to the battle log. Yeah, that's fine. Defense rollups could take you to the battle log. And handle these. I think this is all done. Make a shared variable that sets whether notifications go out at all. Oh, I'm going to cancel this. And then GDPR concerns. Opting in notifications will save the device ID. I never did this. I need to do this. What channel was that posted in? It was in Show and Tell. I hate 3D Extended. Yeah, I can get you that document though, so you don't need to go hunting for it. I think I've got it here. Let me see. Yeah, it's this. The document's not very long, but it's the bottom part that I mentioned here, the last little bit. Oh, there were more than 4 paragraphs here. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, so anyway, I wanted to ask you guys, I guess since I already brought this up, I might as well just talk about it now. So Botland is my #1 priority for the rest of this year. And the only thing that might change is, let's say it's got no chance of succeeding in like November, then maybe I don't really pursue it too much in December. But yeah, for the most of the rest of this year, it's my top priority. Now, what happens if Botland doesn't work out? Well, I've already kind of talked about this before and how I might get a sort of typical traditional job. But then I thought about what if I made a sort of Twitch or YouTube show and I focused on just learning stuff. I think I can already sort of sense what some of the difficulties are going to be. The biggest difficulty from my end is going to be making it monetarily viable. And the biggest difficulty, I think, from your guys' end is going to be that there might be large sections of this show that you're just not interested in. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But it's just a very, very young idea right now. Okay, so this needs to be done. Marketing will be my issue, but at least then I'll sort of be the product and I can track and kind of control things a little bit better rather than having to like fight gamers. I don't know. I'm saying that poorly. Actually, even with Botland, I think that there is a huge market for it, but that it's education and then I don't know how to penetrate that market. So that's one of the things I'm going to start looking into probably starting this week, actually. Make sure we can uninstall and reinstall. Yeah, I'm going to just kind of cancel it. Or these tests were pretty much done. Okay, so all this is done. Once we're finished with all these different sections that I have on here, I want to get to the PRs. There are a lot of PRs that I want to merge. So how about we try to speed this up a little bit? If there's any other major section on here where I have a lot of finished items, I want to go through that. If there's finished bugs. I mean, I guess we'll do that. And is that about it? This is done. Actually, both of these are done apparently. Yeah, so part of the reason this is taking so much longer than it normally does is because I have not done this for the last several weeks because I kept saying, oh, let's just prepare this week. Let's just prepare this week. I never did this. Phil, welcome back. Thank you for the resub. And hey, Level and Derek. Considering how it goes for 100% code people doing that, I would assume variety would be not like this. Yeah. Yeah, I think there are some things where just still having sort of background noise would be nice for some people, but yeah. You're considering making a channel to teach viewers material? Not exactly. It's a little bit more self-centered than that. It was that the primary goal would be provide, I think, entertainment and make sure my skills stay sharp. Well, primary goals. And then secondary goal is provide all of that content for viewers to learn from. Yeah, it is a super risky move. Yeah. Quite like the bit of tackling a real life project. I think in development, that's one of the harder parts of learning the program. Well, and hey, playing with scissors. Yeah, I think, and you get the 3 points for that. I think that this stream is essentially like a very long form of what I was planning on switching to if that ever didn't work out. This is a project where I'm learning things and where you can follow sort of what's happening from week to week. Hey, Draclin. Yeah, I've heard of Gladiabots, and yes, you can post links. Was this always your name? No, he switched back on 2 months ago, March 7th. Hey, Muppet. I love that type of show. I mean, I watched this stream and I don't really care all that much about Botland. Yeah, I think a lot of people sort of fit into that category. I feel like I should copy chat from here. Yeah, and hey, Chronic Key. Oh, that didn't copy correctly. Darn it, hang on. It copied with new lines everywhere. I'm gonna just delete these really fast. Oops. Well, whatever. There. Okay. I think you could think about creating Skillshare courses while streaming. This way you could code, learn new stuff, and we could still have the stream. Yeah, it wouldn't all be coding though. That's part of it. I think it would also be like, let's say I want to learn a piece on piano or something like that. And so I spend like 4 weeks, just that's my primary thing. So I don't know. But yeah, so what Clayman just said here, I think there are certain things I can do to try to improve the penetration into YouTube without really spending any extra effort. And I want to ask you guys what you think about this. So here's my idea. Right now, I have a YouTube, and what I've tried to do is I tried to make it so that all of the videos that you guys see on here, actually it's better if I load this through incognito so that I'm not logged in. Anyway, all the videos that I show on here are all videos I produced specifically for YouTube. So like intro to Botland, and here's a recap video and another. And so if you go to playlists, you'll find like 4,000 hours of videos that no one probably really ever wants to watch that much. But here's what my thought is. What if my newer VODs I kept public on YouTube for a little bit of time? Or maybe just forever, I don't know. Would you guys be bothered by that as a subscriber? Because the way I look at it is, you probably subscribe to this YouTube, if you're subscribed, because of these kinds of videos, which are valuable, I think, even for old viewers. But there are a lot of people on YouTube, and what happens if I produce a new video every single day and I get an extra like 20 views on YouTube or something? Some of those people will probably filter into Twitch. So I think I want to try that out. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about it too. Hey Bifo, hey SLI. Did enjoy it when you try things like Atom, VS Code, or Linux, learn new tricks from it? Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen that too. My view counts have been way higher when I've done something like that in a technology space. But now if I ever got out of the technology space, I wonder what it'd be like. Leftist. Hey, leftist. Never a big fan of restricting VODs to subscribers. So just FYI, I have not restricted them to subscribers in this case. They just don't show up on this list. And the only difference is that they're unlisted, but the playlist is public. So I'm not talking about restricting anything. All I'm talking about is that I would have these be public. I think I'm going to try that even just today. Let's see what happens. Wow, that was fast. Well, thanks for resubbing. You mean the 14 months flew by really quickly, right? So make VODs public on YouTube to try to pull in that crowd. Yeah, I want to see how that works. You should talk to people who do literally that and are doing such, show it already exists, and see what they're struggling with or why they're halftime or something. You mean the thing you were talking about with like MJP, right? For the new show? Yeah, I agree with that. I imagine it's going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be, there's no easy way to make money from this. So you need to supplement it with something else like consulting. Hey, Memphis. You're confused then? Okay, so all I'm talking about is right now, VODs are unlisted on YouTube for me, and I have a public playlist pointing to them. And so my proposal is make VODs completely public. So now as a sub, you'll see this in your news feed or whatever YouTube does. And hey, Sam Griffin, thanks for the raid. How'd it go today? I saw Playing with Scissors spamming a bunch of emotes in your channel and then getting a bunch of like quotation mark greater than signs. Hey, Ariel. So does Botland give you any income yet? No, it doesn't. I haven't actually incorporated monetization for it yet. Yeah, you're right. He's not the only one. Hey, Empty God. But how'd it go today, Chris? How's your stream? And welcome all you new people. Do check out the new command if you've never been to the stream before. I'm working on a game called Botland. We now have an iOS app and an Android app, and this website will eventually be updated to kind of reflect all that stuff because it still says at the very bottom, iOS and Android apps are coming back in coming in 2019. They're here. Let me see what else. It's good. Worked through current OAuth 2 hiccup. Now I just need to pass the Twitch user info. Nice. You're almost there. Then step 3 is question mark, question mark, question mark, and step 4 is profit. Soon that profit will be yours. The only thing, I think YouTube will start showing your channel to people less and less in Subbox if they don't click your new videos. Yeah, I guess that's something to consider, but YouTube is not really pulling in people right now. I guess what I was more concerned about is what if this feels like spam to the people who are already subscribed to me? But there aren't a whole lot of people there on YouTube for me right now. I don't know what my sub count is. It's something like 750, I think, which is not very high for YouTube. Haven't even broken 1,000 yet, and I'm not really concerned about that. Relearns, welcome back. And hey, F5. Could spamming videos in YouTube have an impact on the existing video or mostly the trailer? I don't think so. The trailer has not really been getting a lot of new views, and I think most of the views come from just bot.land. I have analytics on this, and I could look into them. The other thing is that I have a Bing page, and so if you type in *xtonomous into Bing, you get to the Bing page. Oh, hey, this tells me. Yeah, I have 650 subscribers or so. And I promote the trailer through here. This is not very effective. So it almost guarantees 10,000 insertions into the Bing search results page. but that does not correlate to views very well. Hey, Rowan, yeah, not really back to Sublime, just for the managing my to-do list. And hey, Timon. Have I considered editing VODs? I do not want to do that. I think I need to hire an editor, and I don't know what's even interesting in a VOD. So normally when you're talking about gameplay, you've got some clips that are really interesting, like, oh, that was a good kill, or our team worked really well in that section. With coding, I don't know how you'd edit the VOD down, even if you had a dedicated editor. I think the only thing you might be able to do is put like a table of contents at the beginning and just say like, hey, here's a link to when Adam's handling the to-do list, and here's the other task, or here's the other thing. Yeah, Edie, I was on vacation last week, and if you're ever confused about that stuff, you can check out Discord, because that's where I try to post that stuff. And hey, Resfriato, that headshot on Ansible was amazing. Yeah, really sniped it out of the code base there. Okay, I think we're finished with this, so now we just need to mark this one as done too, and that'll be that. So the Sublime for to-dos is because the Sublime plugin has a way to archive it to a completely different file automatically. So it automatically goes into this file, which has like 53,000 lines. The Visual Studio Code plugin, I think, archives it to the bottom of the same file. Oh, wait, I didn't roll the R because he didn't resub. That's our agreement. Sub armor. No, don't worry. I think, look, every once in a while, there's a moderation action that I would say is pretty light. It would be like if you walked into someone's house with shoes on and they're like, hey, could you take off your shoes? It's like, that's sort of a moderation action, but it's not like you're walking on thin ice here. So yeah, I think everything is okay. I think you guys are pretty reasonable about how it was handled afterward. Revolt, welcome back. And how many active users do I have? So that's a difficult question to answer, and I kind of have this in the FAQ. I actually have kind of both of your questions in the FAQ. How many people are playing Botland is what you're curious about here. Yeah, so I still try to keep that marketing thing up to date. Let's take a look at this, by the way. 6380. So 6753 minus 6380. So we got rid of 373 lines over the last few weeks of not total work time. That's pretty reasonable, I think. So that's done as far as I'm concerned. Now next up, we're going to edit the today command, and we're going to say Adam is going to merge PRs from Hideo that have been building up over the last, I don't know, like 10 days. I could probably just find out, but I'm just going to say 10 days. After that, he'll likely work on some planning content so that the rest of this month can go smoothly. Check out the roadmap if you're interested in what's planned for the rest of the, well, actually for planned until release. There we go. So that's done too. Now merge PRs from Hideo. I think there are a bunch of these, and we're gonna just go through all of them. Yeah, 14, and they go back to, yeah, about 10 days ago. That wasn't too bad. How an editor would make videos more interesting, watch this. But that's for Path of Exile, right? I mean, I could look at that. They're also on the Android and iOS repos. Okay, got it. Okay, Android and iOS repos. So if there's one in the iOS repo, that would mean we need to submit another app, right? With Android, it's really easy, but with iOS, I got to review it, I think. What is that? High heel day? Well, he does reply to you too. That could be true. I think without having watched the video, my gut reaction is it's a game, and editing games is very different. So for example, I watch a lot of Hearthstone content on YouTube, and there's a lot of dead time in Hearthstone that they edit out. But to go through a programming VOD and edit out sort of dead time, it's like, it's sort of part of the process is, I don't know, well, at least for like a 4-hour stream. Oh no, it's catching on. Okay, so let's just start at the beginning. Documentation, core features. Android, no. iOS, maybe later, yeah. We'll need to sync anyway for this. Got it, okay. I'll take a look at it. Yeah. A lot of dad time. Forget that extra E. All right, this pull request adds the final missing core features. We'll probably find more missing features or add new one with time. This completes the initial list of requirements. Note, yarn it. Okay. So first of all, what branch am I on? Oh, wait. Let's try that again. Hang on, gotta do this off screen. There we go. Okay, and RevRocks, welcome back to you too for a full year. Nice. And also nice, Leftist. Are you feeling better, Leftist, about all the work stuff that's been going on? Hi, RevRocks. So yeah, we're on master right now, so this should be fine. We'll do a git fetch origin, and then I'll switch to this branch. HD doc features. Git checkout HD doc. What's going on? What is going on? Oh, I need to do git fetch Hideo. Of course, on a different remote. Okay. So check that out. And then we need to run yarn, so I'll just go do that now. There. Roll RevRocks too. They didn't ask for that. Hey, Paul. Hey, Knowledge. Yeah, who are you? I deserve this, Knowledge. I deserve it. I didn't roll yarn. Prawn. Yeah, you're right. Prawn probably would want me to do that. Hey, Lynn. Just started playing Botland? Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, if you ever have any feedback whatsoever, feel free to tell me on really any of the different sort of ways you could talk to me. Twitter, Discord, here, everything you see at s.bot.land. As for social, probably commit one way or the other after GUI Cube launches. When is it launching? Also, we're just waiting for this to finish. I guess I could read through the PR at this point, so let's do that. An opening documentation from Blockly. All Blockly examples can now be added to the main Blockly workspace. Whoa! Whoa! Good job with that, Hideo. June, they keep adding more stuff. Wait, who's they? I thought you were only working with one other person on this. The moment I only added the code for the move terminator. Okay, yeah. If this is done, we can go. Ooh, no. What happened here? Exited. In util. Let's just kill everything. Yeah, let's kill everything. I'm gonna try this one more time. Yeah, access denied. Who needs it? Who needs access to things? Hopefully this time it works fine. 4 writers. My brother's art directing. We have 28 art. Wow, yeah. Okay. But when you say they keep adding more stuff, then you mean artwork? 2 of the 3 backend devs quit? Oh, yeah, that sounds bad. Sounds pretty bad. You'll demand that next time. This is just going to become a standard thing on the stream. That's okay. I'm practicing in my spare time. All for Resfriato. That way I don't sound like an idiot. Okay, well, this time I think this will work out. So let's try loading this. Oh, the writers, pretty much some of the art. But are the writers really like changing a lot of the direction, or is it just fleshing out the content that's there? Also, this is going to take a little bit of time to load because this needs to run. But then we'll be able to test this out. And I think it's good to just kind of try this as we go through this feature, this PR. Gotten a lot better. Yeah. Playing with Scissors has an R in it. Hey, Kojin. This will load eventually. As soon as this is done. It says wait. But I don't like waiting. Hey, Twisted. How's it going? I'm praying with Scissors. Come on, load. All right, there we go. It's finally doing it. Okay, so we're gonna go into a Blockly workspace and we're gonna see for in-game documentation, there's just gonna be the move command. I'll have something. Yeah, nice. So we can't click this. That's fine with me. But we click the plus button over here. Oh, you know what? I wonder, we could probably make this an option or something. I wonder if people would expect this to also close the documentation when you click it. I think they probably would. I'll probably do that. Actually, let's take a quick straw poll on that. Let me do this really fast. Create straw poll. After adding a Blockly example to the canvas from the documentation, what should happen with the documentation page itself? It should close, or nothing should happen, or it should stay open. Now, you might want to answer it should be configurable, but let's say you had to pick one. Didn't know, so decided to leave it for later. Yeah, so just to be clear here, I put the straw poll in chat. We're talking about this. You've got a blank canvas, let's say, and you're like, I don't know how to use this. So you go here and you find something and you're like, oh, cool, this looks good. Let's add this. So you click this button. Now, it added it to the canvas, but then should this close or no? That's the only question. That's true, Keeks. Yeah, we could do something like that. Hey VTMR. But I'd prefer one of these two things. And I'm leaning toward it should close, which I recognize biases any future votes. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that because it seems like you guys too. Yeah, so Keeks and Pawn, I guess you guys are suggesting the same sort of thing. Yeah, well, so the thing is, I think right now more people would want it to close than not. And you can always reopen it. Yeah. Hey, Polly. Something should tell you to add it to the canvas. Okay. I think we'll start with the it should close. And then... yeah, it won't reopen where you were. That's another thing we could do too here. This looks like Scratch. Yeah, this does look very similar to Scratch. It's called Blockly, and a Buff Siegel linked in the sort of little paragraph I have written on that. Noobs like me want it to be left open. Provide two buttons, add and close, add and persist. Okay, yeah, I could see both ways. I wonder if we end up not closing and adding a toast, might as well do that. I kind of want to try it with having this close at first and then see how people react to this. Then again, I'm not the... another base case here. How about this? I'll just write to think about this a little bit. Because we don't have to do this now, whatever I do. So after adding a Blockly example to the workspace, there are a few options for what to do. Decide or pick one of them. So one is close the documentation altogether. Two is spawn a notification showing that it was added. Yeah, actually, that's kind of what I want to do. I'll write that, and I'll put the straw poll here. Okay, for now, I'm not going to worry about that, though. Let's go back to the PR. So right-clicking a block and selecting help can now trigger in-game documentation. So let's go try that out. And click this, we go to help. Goes to move, cool. Let's try some other block. Nice, wow. Okay, cool. So custom botland blocks can open the in-game documentation. Opening documentation through a custom block will automatically have it focused so the user doesn't have to manually find it. Custom blocks not configured to use the in-game documentation will, before open, like before, open a specific URL in a new page. Debug log opens a specific version. Yeah, debug log is a pretty special case here. Oh, it would show up through here. Debug. Oh, you can't get help through. This is probably just a Blockly thing. Oh, weird. Okay, yeah, that works. Hey, NSO, congratulations. Yeah, that is a little bit strange. Oh, maybe it's just through snippets that you can't do that. No, you can. Huh. Oh, well, doesn't really matter. I don't think people are going to be concerned about that. But that's good. And then default Blockly blocks, except if configured otherwise, will open. Yeah, that's fine too. Yep, looks good. The dark gray background of the GIF is not in game. It's Chrome opening a new tab. Recorded in low quality GIF. Dark gray background. I mean, I know he's saying that it's not even in the game, but oh, that. Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay, so code syntax highlighting. Code examples now have syntax highlighting, although just like Code Mirror, the highlighting is not very good. We'll address that at the same time when adding a custom syntax highlighting for botland. Yeah, so let's go take a look at that too. So we go to literally any block that is a botland block, and we look at code. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, awesome. Yeah, this is great. So we had to run yarn presumably for the syntax highlighter for this, but let's go take a look at all the change files. So this is what today is going to be like for probably the next hour or two, we're gonna go through all these different PRs and we're gonna review them. And so we got React syntax highlighter, and we're going to write down any notes about future work that I might want to do. So toggling game documentation shows the game documentation for a specific element. Yep. Yeah. Gotta just do something really fast here. Okay, so element type is documentation type. I just want to see what these things were. Terminators, functions. Okay, yeah, sounds reasonable. So that means then in setup Blockly, we would have, for all of the help things, say, yep, this. Huh. And what does this return? An array. And then we must override Blockly somewhere to say what it does when it wants help. Does Hideo speak Spanish? I don't think so. Hideo speaks French. It doesn't preclude him speaking Spanish. Cafe solo. Oh boy. All right, so function injecting Blockly blocks to the main workspace. Type and name of a specific element to focus when opening documentation. Sounds good. Selected category is either the first one or whatever the focus is. Sounds good too. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Hey Raimo, how you doing? So Raimo, it's up to you whether you want to be a mod or a VIP now that the first stuff is over. Then I don't mind if you ever change in the future too. I don't know if we already talked about what your selection was. This is fine. This is fine too, yeah. Yeah, I don't see any... I'm not super worried about there being bugs here, because if there are, and I didn't see them already, then they can't be that severe. Did I ever use Swagger? I tried it once, or like I looked into it once, even though I didn't try it, and I think what I determined is that it didn't perfectly fit my use case. But then again, maybe I didn't look into it well enough, because it just generates REST code for you, right? But yeah. Okay. Default example format. I kind of want to look into this too, see what this is. It's a string. What is this? Oh, documentation example format. And what does that look like? Where might you be? Import from documentation element. Oops, it's right here. Oh, I see. It's just a type. Okay, got it. All right, not bad. Defines that Blockly blocks can be injected in the main Blockly workspace. This is only possible when opening documentation directly from Blockly. So yeah, what if we do something like this? What if, and this might not be possible. So we have Blockly, we can inject here by clicking this plus. But if we switch to code and then click Blockly over here, yeah, we can't. And then we switch back to Blockly, and we click over here. Yeah, everything works fine. Hey, Exodus. And is Raimo dodging the question? I don't know. Maybe he is. How's your yo-yo run going, Raimo? Impossible in opening this. Yep, cool. So function injecting the blocks. Cool. Yep, all this seems pretty good. Yeah. Now I do want to look into how that inject blocks works. It is a function that's passed in. So let's go find out where that's passed in. Because I don't know if we strip out the IDs. Oh, hey. Where is that? Inject blocks comes from props over here too. Here it is. Okay, I see. Now we need to search for this. And this comes from this thing's props. So wherever documentation gets used. Here we go. We want to insert the blocks at the end right before XML. Ah, not bad. Okay. So we put the blocks in sans ID. Not too bad. Just don't use IDs in the examples. Yeah. Ever get to check the wording of the terms of service and stuff regarding privacy? I think I did. Yeah. And I think that whatever is there now is with the changes that I must have incorporated before. So if, and I don't recall our specific conversation, but yeah, if you don't see a change that you think should be there, chances are I either thought I don't know enough about it to make that change, or I disagreed with it, I guess, for some other reason. But it would probably just be that I didn't know enough to make whatever change was suggested. So this is good. I think we should write down that, yeah, we shouldn't use, do I have anything about in-game documentation? Yeah, basics. When making Blockly examples, do not include IDs. That way, they can be injected safely into the existing Blockly workspace. Got to hard mode? Nice. Yeah, I'm curious about this challenge. I kind of want to try it myself. I don't know how much fun it is, though. Hey, cat. And welcome to the stream. Yeah, for anyone who is new here, and I'm not saying this is just a cat whose name I don't recognize, but if you check out the new command, it talks about what I'm doing. I am working on a game called Botland, and it is playable now, and you guys should play it. All right, so we got the syntax highlighter here. Let's see. So instead of format code, we run it through the syntax highlighter. So let's go take a look at this library really fast. React syntax highlighter. I'm assuming it's meant to be just some lightweight, like, drop-in syntax highlighter. Amazingly, using low light and refractor. Small demo here. Why this one? Biggest reason all the others rely on component mount and component update. Uses a syntax tree to dynamically build a virtual DOM, which allows for updating only the changing DOM. Oh, nice. And JavaScript styles. Yeah, cool. Yeah, this sounds good. Okay, great. What game is this? Yeah, it's called Botland. Yeah, check out the new command that I typed in the chat there. And hey, condition. The bot failed you because it's got to be the command first and the name second. You have a room in the game which is full of yo-yos and item frames. It's pretty good. Okay, so we looked at this. I think that's pretty good. These are just passing props down. Copy to clipboard is now slightly different. Where is that? I should just go look at this documentation code example. Copy to clipboard is passing as a prop. Yep. I know I accidentally changed that. There we go. By the way, that's a time when autosave would have been bad. So there is a time, and it's when I make a mistake like that where I accidentally put F here, and then it would have just been broken. So ha, take that. Autosave enthusiast. Now here's this one, and what does this do? It's copy to clipboard. Oh, which is just an npm dependency, right? Okay. Bought a new desktop. Forget to buy a monitor. You can't get one for 2 weeks. What? Are you saying you have a computer with no way of using the computer, short of remoting into it? Because you can set up something like tight VNC and then remote into it if you want. You don't need a monitor. But it's still weird to have to remote into a machine that you intended to not have to remote into. Hey, Jesta. Yeah, and so what you just mentioned there about predicting when you want to save, there was some feature way back when on Windows Phone that would predict when you wanted to sync your email to try to save on bandwidth. And I thought, wow, these are the kinds of things that are probably not usually worth a lot of developer time, but that could actually improve experiences everywhere, right? You could cut down on power usage, bandwidth usage, maybe improve the performance of a device. And not necessarily just with that, but yeah, something like auto-saving. What if you could figure out when a user really wanted to save? How to set up a VNC on a machine you can't actually... Yeah, so for that, you would need to connect a monitor, but you'd only need to do it for 5 or 10 minutes. And if you want to use your laptop as a screen, I would say remoting is probably your best bet. Yeah. Okay. And then what changed here? Attach help handler. What do you do? Overrides the show help function so that we can use the in-game documentation instead of opening a basic URL in a new window. Yeah. Now here we get the type and name. Nice. Yeah, pretty good. Okay. I don't think laptops are typically set up to take an input for video to show as another screen. But that's not authoritative what I'm saying here. I don't think that's a very common scenario for people. That's what I'm saying. Remoting is pretty much exactly what you want to do there. So yeah, just install something like Type VNC. It's free, it's easy. You just got to worry about security a little bit. Set a strong password. Don't forward ports if you don't need to. Next blocks in the current workspace. Yeah, so I looked through this already. And this stuff is fine. Good. This is good too. Type of name of a specific element. Automatically cleared when closing the documentation. Sounds good. Yeah, nice. I think that's it, short of the style files. And we're going to ignore those. Yeah, nice. Looks like a good PR. So is there anything else I want to kind of just mess around with here and test myself? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Now we don't have a right click and help here, something like that. That's fine though. And I think if you're using code, you're probably used to just searching for things. So if you want something, you just type it in. I think it's fine. All right, cool. Well then let's go check in my stuff, which is just a couple of tiny comment changes. Clean up comments. There we go. Then we'll push this to Hideo's remote. So git push Hideo. I think that'll work. Right, we should see that show up here. There it is. Now I did not change anything important, so let's also stop Circle CI from running. There we go. And then that's it. We'll go merge the PR. And then we'll stop Circle CI again. Let's see if this time it picks it up on its own. I've had to refresh. Okay, there. Yeah, I don't think that's conclusive that I'll never have to refresh that page again, but there. So we're done with one. Let's go tackle some of the other ones. Increase feedback modal size on desktop. We didn't talk about this. But this report on whoop. That just automatically starts showing when I hover over it. Okay, hang on a second. Let me take a look. Feedback modal is too small. Modal is unnecessarily small and makes giving feedback a bit. Oh, the feedback, right. I took this to mean the modal for errors and stuff. Yeah, so here's an example. Oh, I can't just have this showing always. But yeah, this is a pretty tiny dialog. Basically reusing default. Yeah, that is your report, yeah. Not any specific changes. There's no change on the mobile version. So before and after. Sounds good. Yeah. I don't think this is something that's going to involve a whole lot of looking through, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't. This is fine. I'm not sure if I'm even going to test this. I should. Fine, we'll do that. HD feedback size. So git checkout HD feedback size. Hey, Cactus. How's it going? You at work right now? And then let's load up the game. And we should just see a larger dialog. That's literally it. So yeah, nice. And if I shrink the page, it's smaller. Nice. Easy peasy. So we'll go merge this. I should really leave Circle CI up because I'm going to need to keep canceling this. Merge pull request, confirm. Working mornings this week. Wait, working mornings this week, so are free now. Okay, yeah. Got it. So now it's guilt-free stream watching. Well, good to have you back. Salvage modal UI issues. What are the issues? This pull request addresses various issues with the salvage modal UI, especially during its loading phase. Here are various examples. Oh yeah, the loading page is different from all the other ones. Or even this one I got myself. Various issues, modal loading UI, not the same as ones used elsewhere. You can get the content and the loading UI at the same time, and dark square corner in a rounded modal while loading. Oh, I didn't even notice those. Wow. I'm guessing that last one is fixed by just putting overflow hidden. Here's how it looks now with the same UI used in other modals. It's also no longer possible to see the content until we're finished loading. Cool. There's a modal width issue. Oh yeah, I saw this in Safari. It's fixed too? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, cool. Let's check out the files changed. I can't imagine this is going to take too long. Wait, I got sidetracked for a second. I want to see where this is being used. Oh, this is for the animation. Got it. Good, cool. That's fine. Button disabled, show loading screen. So pop-up added. We had on close. We had this, but now this has multiple classes, I'm guessing. And then we have pop-up class name. Okay. Yeah, that was to fix the Safari issue. What's with Mac support? Huh. The notch thingy? Oh, I see. Man, the notch. Just a slap in the face to web developers everywhere. Okay, looks good. Yeah, so I think this is good. I think I actually am going to check this out though. So HD salvage UI. There. And now we can just go into the salvage UI here. We saw the spinner already, then it refreshed. There's the spinner, then it plops this down. We still have a close button, we can still click outside. And, oop, that looks buggy. Yeah, that is buggy. Uh-oh. The smoke's not going away. That was probably an existing bug though. That worked fine. Then we open it again. It works. It's when oh, there we go. Now it's broken. Huh. Crazy. I wonder if there's an error in the console. There is. Yeah, so I guess the particles get messed up if they're trying to be interpolated when you close this, and then they just get broken. It's a different issue. If you close the salvage UI while the smoke particles are animating, they'll mess up. I don't know what that's a bug in, but I don't think it's a bug in what Hideo did, because I don't think he changed the on-close logic at all. In fact, we could just go to play.bots.land and find out. So if I log in and, oh, I don't have a salvage pack. How do I get one? Did I ever write an API to give myself one? Because if so, I'm giving myself one. Grant salvage packs, yep. All right, let's go figure out what's my user ID. Find user by name or ID. Okay, let's figure it out. Username is Adam. User ID is 1. Grant salvage pack. Grant me 1. Send. Okay, there. I should have given myself 1 salvage pack now. Perfect. And yep, it was a bug there too. Okay, good. So then we got to fix this afterward. I wrote that to give streamers their 5 packs. Yeah, nice. And Julie hasn't defeated my defense. You don't know whose name this is. You can't see to the left here. It starts with who knows what. I mean, this could be what other letter looks like that? I don't know. Could be anything though. You don't know that it's you. Yeah, so this is not related to the PR, but it's still a bug. Yeah, visually. So don't spread lies in chat. Yeah, so this is pretty good. And I'm glad I tested this too, because I actually found a different bug. All right, so let's merge that. And now let's go cancel the circle CI. Clayman. I got my IT degree from the Did You Try Turning It On and Off Again University. Pretty good. All right, so that's done. All right, we're getting through these pretty quickly. Documentation modal width in Safari. This is another, probably, I'm guessing, one file change, two files change. Fixes an issue with the width of documentation modal, so before and after. That looks good. This is probably the whole pop-up class thing, right? I'm guessing they all had this problem. Yeah, pop-up class name. Yeah. Man. These are the kinds of things I don't think I would ever have done myself. So thank you, Hideo. Hey, Robot. Welcome back. Welcome back to everybody, really. I'm not going to check this out myself. I'm just going to confirm this. Gotta do things fast and loose over here. Just merge all the PRs. Let the chips fall where they may. There. Okay, next, fix store filtering. But yeah, how's it going? For anyone who didn't hear me say this about an hour ago, the last 3 weeks have been very unusual on the stream. I was traveling to Houston and Detroit for the first event, and then last week I was just taking vacation. So now I think we're back to normal for probably at least a few months, I bet, where normal means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for 4 hours. So at any given time, if you check my uptime, you can find out how long I've already been online for. But that schedule is pretty much going to be like 9 to 1 Pacific Daylight Time. And for reference, it is currently 9:48. Nick, welcome back. Hey, Tropical Banana Man. Yeah, thanks for resubbing for 2 months, Nick. So yeah, so the schedule is going to be 16 hours a week. When I had started the stream back in 2015, I was doing 32 hours a week. And I think the reason that made sense is because almost all of the work that I was doing was coding. And the only other real work generated from the stream was some of the post-stream notes that I had, things that you see me write in Notepad afterward. Those are still constant, but there's a lot of work now that is not really easily shareable. And one of the things that I'm going to start to get back into is the marketing work that I had started. I have a document on this that I don't advise opening right now because it's gigantic. But if you were ever curious about what did I want to do, what are some things that I tried, I need to clean up some of this stuff, but I still have a bunch of ideas that I wanted to do. So I'm going to start to pursue some of these. And I think the most important one of all of these ideas is probably talk to people in the education sector and figure out what it would take to get Botland into, let's say, like curriculums. I have no idea what that takes, by the way. So I want to get some contacts at schools or something and find out like who even is in charge of this. Because presumably somebody somewhere does this. Is it the government? I don't know. Like, I know there are some. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how it works. But I don't know if individual public schools have the ability to even say like, yeah, sure, we can try this out. Just don't even know how it works. Yeah, that is true, Leptius. You win this round. You win this round. So did I close everything else? No, I did not. So store filter. Pull request fix 222, which is basically this issue from the old repo. Is this 95? Yeah. Store items not being filtered by their display name. Oh yeah, I see. Close this to when merged. Yeah, got it. Close all, well, close bugs related to this PR. I'll just write this down. There we go. Hey, Dev Cynical. Depends on the state. Code workshops for kids. Yeah, so workshops and stuff I bet would be easier to get into. I don't know what it takes to get a school to fund something like that though. Because the goal here, there are two goals, I guess. One would be just get kids into botland, and two would be monetize the schools themselves. So what I'm not really trying to do is get kids to spend money on botland directly, I guess. I think just increasing the player base is pretty important too. And then if the schools spend money, I'm not actually totally sure how this would work, but what I'm thinking is it would be something like I add features specifically to help people learn coding, and the schools get value from that in a nice and fun way. So that's my theory, at least, and we'll see how that works. But Newton, welcome back. Thanks for resubbing. 1/3 of a year. I can't actually type the 1/3 command. There we go. Used in university. I've never heard of that level, but yeah, I'll have to look into that. Yeah, universities, I think, would be probably a little less interested in what I'm doing here, because when you see something like Blockly, you probably think, oh, that's better for kids. Whereas at a university level, chances are it's for a degree, and the degree is going to require them to learn coding eventually anyway. But yeah, ask on a teaching Reddit. Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff I'm going to look into. I have a couple of contacts that I can ask in person first and ask them, like, how would you go about doing this? So I think that's how I would probably start. Public school systems aren't exactly cash cows. Might be better to go after universities. Well, so yeah, there are the two goals there, and that's why I was saying one is just get kids into botland, right? So even if they said, hey, yeah, we'll just incorporate this, we're not going to pay you any money, and I was like, okay, cool, just do it. That's fine. That would probably also work out too. Huge news. Microsoft launches React Native for Windows. Oh, cool. And how about cyber schools? They usually have more latitude and money than the public schools. Yeah, I'll take a look at all this stuff. I think school might use Carol the Robot. Jones, a great idea. First year of British computing is basic programming. This might be legit. Yeah, that's all worth considering. I will write all this stuff down. Okay, there we go. I think the fact it has in-app purchases would turn schools off. So yeah, that's exactly what you said in your second part that I think would have to probably happen here. We take out the in-app purchases and we make a school version that is more focused on the education part, probably might also be gated from the rest of the internet. I want botland to always be family friendly. So I don't ever think there are going to be like, I don't know, like, custom messages you can write in botland or something. But let's say there were, schools would probably not be okay with that. And so we probably need to change the content a bit. But yeah, I want to figure out what this looks like, because my original goal was just target gamers, strategy gamers who they like games like StarCraft, but they can't really play them that well. And so botland is great for that. And then I thought, okay, well, there's also mobile gamers, and I still haven't tested the waters here. It's possible that this is all I need. And then what my final goal was to do edutainment, which is the education center or sector with entertainment value, excuse me. And the reason I want to sort of fall back to this is because I didn't make this game with education in mind from the beginning. And so it's sort of like shoehorning it into this because that might be what happens to make money. I'm not above doing this. Like, it's not that I'm so opposed to this or something, and it's not like I have to compromise my morals to do this. If there was another thing like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think that pretty much sums up what I have to say about this. Computer science is now an elective in UK schools from the age of 14. Yeah, so there's something called code.org, and I think their mission fits pretty well in line with this. First, also, their mission fits kind of in line with botland. So I could also talk to nonprofits about this maybe. Anyway, I'll have to figure it out. And this is where, if you guys have any contacts or something that you want to forward to me, do let me know. Farfetch, maybe you could program in some sort of course that could sell license to schools. What do you mean by that, Clayman? Maybe you could program in some sort of course that you could say, oh, I think I see what you're getting at. Like some specific programming concept and teach it in botland. Going to ever have it on Steam or Epic Games? I think I'll have it on Steam at some point. Yeah, we can start sending subliminal messages. That's the real goal. All right, now it properly shows only the headers actually contain these, ignoring the part location. Yeah, good. Okay, so I will download this one and test it out. This is HD store filtering. I imagine this change was probably just tedious to make, but probably isn't actually that large. Maybe it wasn't even tedious. I don't know. Get searchable name. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a pretty simple change, but it was probably annoying to do. I'm just going to say it was annoying to do. It doesn't matter if Hideo actually thinks it was annoying. I bet it was annoying. So when we search for something like EA, which shows up in the word head, we will now find only things that actually contain EA, Earth, Steamroller, Bear. Yeah, that's perfect. Because previously you would search for something like, let's say I actually just typed in head, it would show literally every head item, which is probably not what you ever want to do, given that you can just, they're all in their own section anyway. All right, take care, Chaser. Have a good day. Just called to see if I was working from home so you can stop by and give me a pie. What kind of pie? You're American, so I assume you mean sweet pie. Is it cherry pie? Key lime? Okay, that's pretty good too. I've never made a cheesecake in my life, and I really want to make one. And for once, probably in my life when it comes to desserts, my wife was like, yeah, I think the choice of dessert you came up with is pretty good, which was, I think I said blackberry cheesecake. She's like, yes, that's a good choice. Normally she's all about like dark chocolate and stuff. Okay, yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna check this in. Fix store filtering. Hey Toulouse. Toulouse, how's Minecraft going? Every once in a while I drop by your stream. I don't even necessarily have the audio on. I just like expanding your view count by one sometimes. You had 1 week to make cheesecake? Well, so apparently you can make cheesecake in the Instant Pot, which I happen to have, and it might be pretty easy to do too. I don't know. I think the term user content in the EULA needs a definition, just like what you do in privacy. Okay, yeah, I will write that down. Going well? Well, glad to hear it. Doesn't muting the stream take one off the viewer count? I think it's when you mute it and it's in the background. But not if you have it in the foreground. Instant Pot cheesecake is amazing. You know what's going to happen now, Leftist, right? Oh, I got to close those other bugs. I'm going to make a cheesecake. And I'm going to post a picture or something. And then what we're going to see is Leftist will make like 5 cheesecakes just to show me up. All right, let's close all these things. Well, I'll close this and I'll say that it'll be fixed in the next version, what is the current version? What's that? Oh, Raimu. Tier 3 sub, wow. Thanks for the resub, Raimu. You've been subbed for 39 months at that rate. More than anybody else. I like cheesecake too. Oh, this one was already closed. Huh. Why did I close this? I closed this a minute ago. Oh, interesting. Oh, because of the keywords in a pull request. I forgot about this. Wow, this got closed too. Man, GitHub is crazy. Yeah, GitHub is totally crazy. I didn't even do anything here. Wow. Can't do dairy or gluten anymore? Oh wow, dropped 30 pounds, nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, even if you can't do dairy or gluten, I wouldn't put it past you to make a cheesecake for somebody else then, just to show me up. Because that's what happened with the apple crisp. Except for you can have apple crisp. Right? Can you? I don't remember all the ingredients. So this is done. Let's move on to the next one. Before it was only in commit messages, now it's everywhere. Yeah, that's crazy though. And it's across repos too, right? You want to make a cheesecake and send it to you? I'll call Pawn. Are you working from home today, honey? I'd like to bring you a cheesecake. You're my favorite PM. So your user has no recent activity and doesn't have a defense. And we show them a button opening this. Cool. Looks good. User has no recent activity but has a defense. Show them a button opening this to grab their public attack link. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay, so now let's go through and fix the wording and test this out. So HD battle log non-ideal state. Battle log NIS. Okay, cool. Hey, Ansem. Saw your BattleBots live stream event not too long ago and then followed, loving what you're doing. Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, welcome back, Ansem. And glad you got to catch it from the first events, too. Throwing it in the trash. Okay. Note to self, do not ever give pawn desserts. I thought sharing the link would give the same. Yeah, exactly. I think that's good. Okay, so let's go try this out. We're going to go start on a brand new account just to test this. So we need to log out over here. And we'll make a new one. Sign up. You know, actually, one thing that's pretty nice about doing 4-hour streams is let me just do it at example.com. The temperatures are going to start to get really hot toward the middle of the day, but they should be fine in the morning. So for example, today it's going up to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, which in Celsius is 4 kilograms. And this is like unbearable in this room for some reason. I'm on the second floor right now and it just gets so hot. It's really difficult to stream when you're sweating and that's all you can think about. Yeah, I see you playing. No, not I have the whole afternoon to make cheesecake. Do you have the terminal? I'll have to take a look at that later. Okay, so you don't have a defense, which means other players won't be able to attack you. Successfully defending will earn bot coin for you. Okay, I'll change that probably a little bit. Create defense looks pretty good. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. No, so 72 is unbearable in this room specifically. And hey, Smurf. Because all the heat rises directly to here, and 72 really feels like, I don't know, 88 or something. Redland. Yeah, Bakeland. Or what is it? Brotland? That's a better one. That's a good one. How does it show if you're a guest account? Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. It's a good point. Even if it doesn't end up finding anything, still good to suggest. So I have read the EULA. Aha! Yeah, so it has this, still create defense. Which actually could still be fine to show in here. Yeah, you don't have a defense, so other players won't be able to attack you. Yeah, this is probably fine. Because as long as it says convert to full account, I think we're good. Leave it there on purpose. Yeah, it'll help convert players. I'm okay with that. Okay, so next is you have a defense, but you have no entries. So let's go through here and let's make a defense really fast. I'm not gonna make it do anything. There. And now it says you updated your defense. Wait, so how do we get in this other state? How do you get to that other state? I'm on the battle log account. Let's log in again. Is this? You need 0 entries. But how do you get to 0 entries? Because wouldn't you always see that you updated your defense? Or are you saying if I have to get rid of this too? Not actually positive. Let's paste this into the game. So this will activate my account. Oops. It's not HTTPS. This will activate my account. Then we can log in. Huh, no idea. You got it on one of your local accounts? Really? Where's you updated your defense show up? It's probably only in one spot in the code base. Yeah, right here. Last defense update. So this has to be null. So I guess we could kind of just fake it. So I added that just in case. That's fair, yeah. I'll just set this to null. So we'll say update users, set this equal null where name equals battle log non-ideal state. There, now we'll refresh the page. Yeah, it must be a bug. You're right. I'll have to fix that. Post haste. Nobody attacked your defense recently, but you can share your public attack link to other people and get attacked. Okay, yeah, I will change the wording on this. Rami, how's it going? Welcome back. Wowie, welcome. And Chromatos, you too. Everyone's coming back. It's so touching. Thank you guys. Thanks for all the subs today. So nobody attacked your defense recently. So how do I want to say this? So this is, you have no attacks against you. And you do have a defense. Hey Wouter, welcome back to you too. So we could say something like, while waiting for other players to attack your defense, you can share a link to your friends to test your might. Mortal Kombat. I don't know. You can share a link with your friends. Why not share your defense with your friends? Something like that. Why not share the whole game with your friends? The pie has arrived. Can you take a picture, Pawn? Can you share with the rest of the class? UI and stuff is React. Are you using an API with a database to pass info between states? Didn't see Redux. There is Redux as well. And yeah, then hey Calic, what Calic just typed in, connects, is what I'm using to build queries. And then the only other thing that you might find helpful is this. So while waiting for other players to attack your defense, why not share your defense with your friends? It's maybe a little strange. So you get to hear share, well, probably want to change the wording of this too. Share public attack link. And you would probably click enable and then you'd figure out how to share through there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, hey Quantum, your defense has not been bested recently, why not share? Well, it hasn't even been tested recently, so not even you won. Whoa. Okay, that's a bug. Pressing 3 apparently. Okay, that's a bug. Pressing 3 on the news page shows an uncoded tab. I know it's doing that. There used to be the missions tab and I took it out, but I never took out the shortcut apparently. It should be pretty easy to fix. Ever seen typo ORM? I don't think so, no. I'm not actually using an ORM. Although it doesn't mean I shouldn't use one. Okay, so while waiting for other players to attack your defense, why not share a link to it with your friends? Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's what we're gonna go with. I don't think this can even show up in the game at all, which is why I'm not super concerned about this. Yeah. Hey, Fina. As an extreme novice JS coder, do you ever use var or let? I never use var. So the different properties of var, let, and const. Var is a hoisted variable, so it'll go to the top of whatever function scope that you have. And let is block scoped and can be changed, and const is block scoped and cannot be changed. And I have something somewhere about const versus let versus, yeah. Oh, that came up fast. I had to sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze directly into the mic. So there we go. Yeah, the game is available on iOS. It's going to be a little rough around the edges though. So as long as you have that expectation, I think we're good. So we're just going to say change wording. Thanks, Julie. Or should I say Benjulie? All right, so change wording of NIS message. We'll commit that. I only use constant let. Yeah, I don't use var ever anymore. Or I guess I should say, if I'm modifying very old code and I don't feel like changing the style of that code yet, then I'll use var, but that's like a very distant exception at this point. No, I never said anything about Hideo's English in there. Hey, Robert Tables, how's it going? How have your streams been treating you? So we're gonna cancel this. And we're gonna wait for this thing to finish. Yeah, good, cool. So let's merge that on in. Yeehaw. Actually, before I yee that haw, let's make sure that this stuff looks fine. Oh no, there's Hideo English. We're gonna have to fix that, I think. We're not using this on purpose. It's slower. Yeah, it should say as. Oh no. Yeah, I can't just let that go by. However, I think we can commit directly to this. Can we? Edit file, yeah. Oh man. Did that work? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay, there. We'll just say fix comment. Commit directly, looks good. And then we'll merge this. We don't need this stuff to run. Cool, merge. Done, 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 done. This is great work by Hideo. I think it feels kind of weird because I always think like, oh, I should be making changes in the code base, right? I should be doing this stuff too. But I did not in the last week. Hey, Lobo. It's just C knowledge, just the letter C. All right, account related modal input validation. Pull request address is 240. Did I file this? Hang on a second, what is this? Oh yeah, I did file this. What is this? On one hand, the user experience isn't great, but it's not the worst. On the other hand, hardly anyone uses these buttons at all. Each of these buttons pops up a dialog that has no client-side input validation. So now this is done. I shouldn't even assign this task. Nobody probably does care about this. When opening one of these four modals, the OK button is always disabled and only enabled when validation succeeds. The cancel button is always enabled except when processing changes. Even though modals are still dumb and stateless, I couldn't reuse one of the mechanisms I use in other modals. Modals themselves render and handle the buttons as they're rendered differently using self-contained modal. One was taking a prop as button text. Oh, really? Now it can either be a boolean or an array of booleans. Okay, cool. So as with the task asked, so those done in a bad way for various reasons, reuse the same validation used in other parts. Not one source of truth. Not consistent. Wow. That's actually a problem. Cafe. I like it, fun. Yeah, this actually shouldn't be done in either of these places. Never telling the user before submitting. Yeah, solution would be to create proper React implementation of forms with built-in centralized validation. Using use one like Formic. Not just setting that up, reworking all forms with priority before launch. Yeah, I agree. I think what I'd do, I would kind of want to add in a task for this that is just so low priority that it basically never gets done, so that I just don't forget about this. Probably gonna write that down. Hey, banana. So add a very low priority task about changing forms so that the logic is centralized. See this PR. Start in a week. Nice, nice, nice. You excited? And what are you doing in that last week? You making cheesecakes? Banana cheesecakes? Okay, we'll go get this. HD dialogues validation. I hate one of your brothers. How horrible. Okay, so this is dialogue validation. So we log into literally any account and we'll see this stuff. Let's just do this one. So change username. Yeah, cool. Change email address. Oh, this doesn't do validation. because we want the ad symbol. But I don't really care about this. I don't think this is super important. Change password. Yeah. Okay. Oh, actually, validating the current password is potentially risky, because what if our password rules ever change and then the current password can't even be typed in anymore? It's not a problem now, but it could be a problem in the future. Not excited for the commute. How long is it? I don't know if I want to change that though. And then delete account. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it like this for now. 40 miles? Are you driving that, or are you taking the bus or something? Are you taking your Scooty Puff Jr.? Hey, Mike. Average commute in Houston? Oh. Is it at least on open roads, though? Because I was going to say 40 miles in even moderate traffic would probably drive me bonkers. You're driving? Are they paying you well? Is it going to make up for gas money? Oh, man. Well, I'm sorry about that. But at least you're excited about the internship. Yeah, time to listen to some podcasts. You can put me on audio only mode. I'll talk to you. I'll read chat out to you for just 40 miles worth of time. All right, so let's look through the code now. $26 an hour. Okay, that is good pay. Yeah. Okay, so for change email address, if the email length was 0, we cut this out. I think we should just say if email length is less than 3. I don't really care, actually. Yeah. So change password. Yeah, I'm curious about this stuff. How about this? I'll write a comment. Min password length. Where is this? Here. Note, if this ever changes, if min password length ever changes, some client-side validation will have to change too at the time. For example, we don't let you type in your, I'll say, for example, to delete your account, you have to type in your existing password, but the password may no longer be a valid password, so you may be unable to delete your account. Hey, Clone Corp, and hey, Beck. The new atom to desktop ratio. Have you been here since I got the new camera? And how are the panels? It was good. In general, I said it was fun. I think it provided value for them, and I think there was only a little bit of value for me. And when I say a little bit of value, I should say a little bit of marketing value. So from that point of view, which was probably the biggest reason I went originally, it wasn't the best. But yeah, it ended up being fun. It was a good learning experience. I got insight into sort of how nonprofits work. It made me think about what should my fallback career be if Botland doesn't work out. So it was good. I don't know if I would do that exact same thing again if I wasn't like guaranteed it would be on the Twitch front page, I think. But yeah, how have you been, Clone Corp? Because I haven't really been able to sort of catch up with almost anybody in the last like few weeks. Also, I noticed there are very phasic things in my life, things that I do for, let's say, 3 weeks at a time, and then I'll just not do again for another year. And one of the things I was doing before I left on all these vacations and whatever else was happening is I would go into new Twitch streams who were playing games, and I would kind of like, just watch them play the game. Wouldn't even necessarily follow. Now I don't even have an interest in doing that for some reason. And this is not really relevant to what I was just talking to Clone Corp about, because I've already been in Clone Corp stream, so I'm still following, and I will probably drop in again at some point. But it's funny how these things change. So previously, we did not have a way of disabling this button. And now password is confirmed. Yeah, good. Okay. Perfect. Now, is it less than min or greater than max, or if it's the current name. Yeah, also good. You don't watch anyone stream games anymore? I wish there were more programming streams, or you would stream at night. You have more of your personal life. You have pink and blue hair. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. And yeah, 200 interns is a lot. The gaming streams, I'll still watch gaming streams. I just, for some reason, I lost my patience with discovering new small streamers. I haven't had good experiences with that, I guess. And I think that when small streamers become medium streamers, it typically means that they've gained enough skills at streaming where I'll find it more interesting. So I should seek out more medium streamers, I guess, not the small ones. In terms of a button at a specific index is disabled or not. Yeah, that's good. This is the modal change that we had to this. An array of booleans is provided. Each boolean will indicate if the associated button from button text will be disabled. Yeah, cool. So this is good, except for one tiny thing, which I don't think I have any other changes, right? I do have one. Okay, so then we'll make this change locally too, which is React Modal Wrapper. I really enjoyed you playing Undertale. I was teasing you, and I felt really bad afterward. And then you said, it didn't even register for me that you should feel bad. So that's on you if you still feel bad at this point. Indicates. Okay. I think Undertale is a great game. Allocate all you want. So improve some comments. There we go. Get push Hideo. How many of you remember Something Awful from a long time ago? There was this article that was made about a pusher robot and how they were worried it would push grandma down the stairs. And that's how one of the secret phrases for whether you use something awful was, do you have stairs in your house? And the answer would be, I am protected. And whenever I say get push Hideo, it always reminds me of that story. Probably it's very obscure at this point. I don't think Something Awful was even very popular back then. It was one of the most popular forums, but forums are not as popular as social media sites nowadays. All right, account-related mobile input validation. I apparently did not actually merge this. Let's merge it. Then what was that queued job that I saw over here? Yeah, it says queued, but it's not actually running. You have an O3 forum account? Hey, Warpaint. I have a forum account from sometime. I don't know when, though. I also don't know what I posted, so I don't know if I want to tell you guys the name of it. Hey, Exo. And welcome back. Thanks for the resub. Yeah, Hideo is a grandmother. That's what we just found out. A grandmother who knows one Spanish phrase. Give me the coffee. Prevent Blockly undo on XML imports. Oh yeah, this is a bug where as soon as you open up Blockly, it would Control Z could mess it up. I need a yarn or what really? From packages React Blockly component. Don't want to be able to undo these and then re-enable this. Why do we need to run yarn? Because the newest version of this probably supports this. Okay, let's go try it out. HD Blockly import undo. Okay, that worked. Now we need to run yarn, which is probably gonna fail. Oh, not from there. No, cancel. Needs to be pre-published to pick the change in this game. Okay. So let's see, React Blockly workspace. Yarn. Did I misunderstand this? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Okay. Well, this was a waste of time. Let's just let it finish anyway. It'll do what I need it to do, although it'll probably fail. Yeah. That was overkill. All right, well, it did this stuff, and that's all we needed. So now when we get into this, it should not have that bug where we can hit Control Z immediately. Yep, cool. And if I make a new script, oh, it's like, where do I even make a new script? Control Z, Control Y doesn't do anything. Yeah, nice. All right, yeah, I think that's it. Actually, you know what? There's possibly a bug here, and if there is with what I'm about to test, I really don't even care to file it because I don't know who would run into this, and if they did run into it, who would care? But I want to test this anyway, just out of curiosity. So what happens if I do something like this? If let's say we start with just a brand new script, and I put something on here, so this, and I hit Control Z, it goes away. Control Y. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, that. You can Control Z to the point where you can get an old script back completely. I'm okay with that. I don't really care. I don't think it matters. Yeah. So now this, I already looked at the code, I think. Yeah, nice. This is fine. I'm gonna merge this then. Cool. We're getting there. We are getting there. Let's close out all these things. Cancel this. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of these. And then we're gonna come up with some new tasks, and I'm going to probably work on the planning monetization stuff. And I think tomorrow, we're not nearly done with the stream today, we still have a couple hours, but I think tomorrow we'll work on the code for monetization, I hope. 5+2, oh yeah, the other repos, right. Hideo. I was serious about this, and I see what looks like a very big PR here. Hey, Ski Dog. Original problem. Scroll spies get highlighted based on an element. Oh, no. No. There's a quick round of testing and seeing more different issues arise, taking the actual amount of time. Decided to go tweaking the current library. Oh, man. Yeah, Hideo, yeah, I don't think this was worth it. I don't know how long it took you. Now you're just as bad as Hideo. That's right. So when scrolling, the highlighted element was kind of weird. You could somehow, for example, in the store show 50 pixels of a head cosmetic while the remaining screen was torso. Head icon would still be highlighted. So we're now highlighting what's more visible as soon as more torsos are visible. Okay, that's fine. Clicking, a user could click on an icon in the sidebar and see no changes. We're always highlighting what the user clicks even if it doesn't trigger an event. I think there's still some edge cases not identified, but we'll discover over time. Oh man, well, this is a good set of changes. It's just this was probably incredibly tedious to do. Can use a ref. You can call before the component is mounted. Get scrolled bound. Need to adjust the midpoint to be the center of the actual content. Yeah, this is good. It's just it definitely took more than 15 minutes. Hey, Smash. All right, so triggered when the scroll panel is done scrolling. This is not really when the scroll panel ends scrolling. It's more like when the scroll panel should have ended if it scrolled with an animation, but it's not smart enough to provide a better callback. Nevertheless, this gives us a callback when anything that could have happened did happen. Okay. 15.1. If it was 15.1, I wouldn't be annoyed, but I bet this took quite a long time. HD bugs scroll spy. Yeah, there we go. Hey, by the way, if anyone ever got a link from an account called BotLad, that is legitimate. You can click that. Part of the reason I mention that is because a lot of people have followed over the last few weeks, but I haven't really been streaming on my own channel. And so when you follow and then you finally show up to the channel and I'm online is when you get a whisper. And like I said, that whisper is totally legitimate. So you can click it. That is fine. You don't have to. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just ignore all of this. So I checked this out and then I wanted to get this file, which was called component inventory. Hey Docs, is there a link to the talk you gave? There is, and hey Jacked, but to get to it, you have to traverse the unknown territories of the CM Griffing waters. All right, let's find it. Where is it? 5 days ago. It was 8 days ago? When was it? Here it is. Do it now, the thing we talked about. Why aren't you using your real account? That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I guess I didn't want that in my Whisper history. Anyway, that talk I never edited, so the audio is pretty bad. I also don't think the talk is really that valuable for really anybody, to be that honest. But I especially don't think it's valuable for people who are already viewing the stream. Because the original goal going in was to make it a conversation, and then people didn't really seem too interested, so I turned it into a lecture, and I don't think it was a very helpful lecture. Check his last commit and first commit times. Actually, that's true, but he only has one commit here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to fix this. Nevertheless, this gives us a callback when anything that could have happened did happen. We use this event to manually fix the currently highlighted anchor element if necessary. This is only relevant in the case where the user clicks an anchor and nothing is scrolled into view, or we don't scroll enough to trigger an anchor change. In this case, we still want to highlight what the user clicked to avoid any confusion. Yeah. There were several bugs reported around the scroll spy. Hey Cosmo Quest. Thanks for the raid, and hey Cosmo Questers. Hey Mythtown. For anyone new to the stream, I'm not sure how Cosmo Quest introduces Botland to you guys, but it is a free-to-play online automated strategy game. You can go to bot.land and check it out. And what we're working on today is basically summed up like this. It's going to be merging PRs, so pull requests on GitHub, and then it's going to be planning monetization. And what I mean here is not how is it going to work from a game design perspective, but how are we going to code it? And there's quite a lot that has to happen there because there are 3 sections. There's the web part of this, there's the iOS part, and there's the Android part. Hey DPI, hey the Mag, hey Henny. Welcome everybody. How's it going for everybody today? And then the other only real news in the last few weeks is I'm finally back to a regular stream schedule, which I think, no, yeah, that's wrong. We're gonna go update that. Hey, Instro. So edit com schedule. Adam streams for 4 hours per day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Yeah, there. Greetings from Poland. Oh, nice. Well, return greetings from the U.S. I'm in wonderful, apparently sunny Washington State right now. Well, I had been traveling the last couple weeks, so I'm finally anchored again. We're back here. So fetch the associated nav bar. We don't want to impact. Oh, and by the way, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I try to be as interactive as possible, but generally, given that this is a programming stream and I have to be productive, they're sort of at odds with each other. So yeah, feel free to interrupt. Fetch the associated nav bar. We don't want to impact another nav bar if multiple inventories are open at the same time. Yeah, okay, cool. Western or Eastern? It's the Western US. So Washington State's on the west. Washington, D.C. is on the east. Oh, you mean Western or Eastern Washington itself? Because I'm close to Seattle. I hate you, which is kind of the western part of the state, close to the ocean. Okay, this looks good. Yeah, I do want to try this out for myself and just kind of see. So I believe we pulled this branch, yeah. And now I just need to refresh this page. Sun might indeed be a surprise. Yeah, it can be gray here a lot. And Washington State and Washington, D.C. confuses a lot of people even in the U.S., I think. Because depending on where you're from, Washington can mean different things. If you're in California and you say, oh, I'm from Washington, they'll probably think you mean the state. And if you're in New York and you say, I'm from Washington, they'll probably think you mean Washington, D.C. So you always got to clarify. So this is fine, but this is fine because we already have a ton of items. So I need to log into an account that doesn't have a ton. Hey, Schwartz. Those are some emotes you got there. Thank you. Welcome back to you too. So we'll do battle log NIS. This doesn't have an inventory at all. That's why I picked this account. Because now when we click one of these things, yeah, it's a little bit delayed, but I think that's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Because it's doing a request to animation frame, I think, and trying to scroll, and it doesn't have anything to scroll. So now if we were to give ourselves, let's say, one item each, yeah, we don't see anything change. Now if I shrink the page, like so, then we will notice a change. Yeah, not bad. Okay, cool. 88 places named Washington in the US. There's a Portland, Maine? Huh. I didn't know about that. Hey, Blue Knight. I remember your name, yeah. I don't remember much else about you at this point. There's no animation, but the lib thinks there is one. Yeah. Well, if I'm remembering correctly, actually, I'm probably not remembering correctly. Let's go check out the scroll spy. React spy scroll. Also, hey, Veronica. Went on your honeymoon in Portland, Maine? Oh, cool. Yeah, this person. This is the person who I submitted an issue one day, and they got back within like 2 minutes. And Davidor, how's existence today? It's going really well. I'm excited to be back to working on this stuff and providing value again. I was saying that I think the next month is going to be largely focused on monetization from my end, and then from Hideo's end, it'll probably be, I think one of the biggest things I'd like Hideo to work on is making bot.land into a better landing page that's actually sort of part of the game. That'll be really interesting. And then after that month, I think it's going to be almost entirely like add value to the game where I can. So you might say like, wait a second, so that means monetization isn't providing value? It's like, not really, not for users too much. Saw 28 pending PRs, close the tab, I see. Yeah, that's true. Although wait, a lot of this is just because of Greenkeeper. I think they do a pretty good job of maintaining this, and they just don't care about the Greenkeeper stuff. Yeah. Huh. And hey, Rose. Can you tell me which one is better, Java EE or Spring Boot? I am not in the Java world enough to be able to compare the two of those right now. So, I'm sorry. I can't help you there. All right, so I think we're good with this. Did I look through everything? I feel like I did. This repo, this is not public, unfortunately. Yeah, this is one of the things that I think, if I weren't trying to monetize the game, it'd be so much easier to say, yeah, this is just open source. But it's pretty tough to have something be open source and monetized in this particular case. With games, the way it typically works is that you'll monetize the assets and the code will be open source. And even then it's like, well, what's stopping somebody else from making a better version of your game with their own assets? So I'd rather just not have anything be open source here. Now, yarn.lock is also modified for this. I don't know why. Because I don't think this should have happened, because this is a modification that happened from me. People do see the code on Twitch, but when something is, okay, so I guess what could happen is it could be open source, but licensed such that you can't use it commercially. Yeah, that could happen, but I don't know how much value there'd be for something like that. Also, I'd still kind of worry that it'd be way easier to steal. Hey, DPI. I think you only typed emotes when you came in through the raid. I always, wait, did you type emotes? I don't know, I'm not gonna scroll up. Yeah, true programmers are lazy, as evidenced by what I just said. But I'm not going to scroll up to see if it was just emotes. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this. I don't know if I should keep this or not, but I think I'm going to see. Well, let me read this again because there was no need to run yarn, right? Yeah, no, I'm not going to keep this. Let's delete this. Discard and just check this in as a comment change. Clean up comments. I don't think people would copy line by line on Twitch or anything, especially not of a code base this size. But I think if it was open source and you could just clone the repo and be running your own version of Botland, that someone would almost certainly try to steal it. Hey Goon, the time off was good. I was just saying earlier, it wasn't the most relaxing and it wasn't the most fun, but I think it was pretty necessary. I think I just needed some time without Botland dominating every single thought that I have. Yeah, real-time OCR. That is a thing. You could do that. So we're gonna go merge this now. This should have gotten my change, right? Should be here. Well, Hideo, I don't know. Yeah, I guess because there were no other tasks at the time that this was the highest priority one sort of by default. But that's more of a shortcoming on my end. I should have just assigned more tasks. But anyway, next time, instead of writing if this takes longer than 15 minutes, I just won't even file the task. Yeah, it was annoying you too. Yeah. Well, thanks for doing it. What's the purpose of Botland? You mean like what's the game about and everything? Because if you check this out, you can find out a lot more about it. But if you mean the purpose from like a life goal perspective, I've always wanted to make a game. Ideally, I'd like that game to be successful. And while it's not necessarily like make a ton of money, the game does need to be profitable for me to continue working on it. So I don't know if that answers your question, but between the command and that, it hopefully will. This pull request address is 230, task will involve refactoring this. By name that if using a guest account, we want to convert the account to stock. Want to incentivize a conversion, but continue with the current action if the user doesn't want to. Yeah, also change the implementation a lot. Return immediately and dispatch a new modal, it'll be dismissed. So I'm going to try converting guest or continue. Looks similar, the implementation is not the same. Yeah, this is totally fine. Okay, so what do we have here? Yeah, nice. That's perfect. Yeah, so just to explain kind of what this is all about, we have a way of attacking other players in the game. And when you attack another player in the game, you will produce a replay for them. So if I log in as this player, for example, you'll see a replay here. So someone attacked me. If you're a guest, you do not produce replays for anybody. And part of the reason for that is because imagine if I, like right now, I copy this link and I paste it in a chat and I'm like, hey, you guys should come attack my defense. Now, this is not a real link, so you couldn't do that anyway. But let's say I've got 50 viewers and one of those viewers is like, I'm going to make 10 guest accounts and just spam replays. So what we wanted to do is tell players that you're not going to produce a replay for that user, which is sort of then, it kind of defeats the purpose of the feature. But this is where we might be able to convert you into a full user. So yeah, that's where this comes in. And Blue Knight, one of the things that I'd like to try to portray is that you really don't need to be a genius to program. I am certainly not a genius. I think if any of this stuff looks like you need to be a genius, it's just because there's so much knowledge in between where you might be and where you would be at this level, let's say. But that doesn't mean that getting started is difficult. So yeah, that's where I've got that Learn PDF that's KeyDog linked in. Do you have a target audience you want the game to be popular with? As long as you have a certain number of users, it'll be fine. Okay, well, I think the way that demographics typically work is there's projected demographics. So you say something like, I think teens who are into games or strategy games would like this. And then there's actual demographics. And the way that marketing works is typically you just use this as a starting point and then you hone down to like the very narrow demographics that you might actually have. So let's say Botland really resonated with like middle-aged women for some reason. It'd be like, well, I should probably just throw these things out the window unless you're making such a specific product that it has to target those people for some reason. But yeah, in my case, my projected demographics were, it was basically people who like StarCraft without having the APM to play the game. That's what I thought would be the demographics. Now, who does this actually work out to be? if I had to guess, I'd say something like 13 to 30, probably skews toward males. I don't know. Yeah, strategy gamers. And so I did some surveys. Oh wow. Thanks for the 5 gifted subs, Anonymous. Whoever that was out there, thank you. And welcome Zucker, Extreme, Ballistic, Vector, and Dig Down Deep. And I will read the rest of chat in a sec. I wanted to finish talking about this stuff though. So I did some surveys of who is my Twitch audience. And my Twitch audience is centered pretty well around 17 to 33. And it's largely dudes. And so, and YouTube kind of reflects that as well. It's like 98% male, and it said, I think 2% female, something like that. So I know this is not accurate for 100% of the people in this channel. Yes, I know there are people who are older than this. There ideally would not be anyone younger than this, because you shouldn't be on Twitch if you're younger than 13. And yeah, so, but that's what my actual demographics are probably gonna be. Now, with that said, I have not had a lot of traction targeting just gamers. I think I'm going to need to target the education sector a whole lot more. I have an earpiece and someone in another room telling me what to say and do. Yeah. And hey, Gosu. So anyway, that's my answer to that. I think we'll find out a little bit more as the marketing stuff continues. What I've described Botland as before is it's a casual game wrapped in a very large learning curve. So when you've actually gotten past that learning curve, gameplay I think is pretty smooth, it's pretty easy, it's pretty fast. But to get to that point is tough. So this is HD guest public attack warning. Oh, I think Mike's just kidding, playing with scissors. And yeah, mower sounds. The mower will never stop. Okay, so we'll load this up again. I need to be on a guest account, so we'll hit play as guest. And then we'll use a public attack link. Sorry, it's gonna get very loud. Have we confirmed it's a mower? It's not a mower. Yeah, it's a leaf blower. Alright, take care, Robert Tables. Yeah. Have a good rest of your day. Let's log in over here, get our attack link. Cool. Let's paste it over here. Normally, attacking another player's defense would produce a replay for them to watch. However, you are on a guest account, so the defender will not be notified of the match at all. Did I write this? It sounds like something I'd write. I did? Where did I write this, though? In the task? Oh, wow. Huh. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, so that's good. I like how that worked. If I click convert to full account, I get to this dialog. And there's one more thing I wanted to test. I mean, I guess I want to test this attack anyway. Yeah, that's fine. And then the other thing I wanted to test is what happens if I have it remember my login details. How do I even do that? Let's just go over to here. Hey, Bo. Botland sure to change a lot in VS Code. Yeah, a lot has happened. So the VS Code switch was last year, and Botland changing a lot. I used to have a lot of recap videos that I could kind of point to exactly where that might have happened, but I don't anymore. Recap videos took too long to do. I was debating on whether I should get back into them. Just like a 1 or 2 minute video every week that hopefully wouldn't take too long for me to produce, that just said like, here's what I worked on. So I want to paste in this link, and ideally we'll see this dialogue show up. Okay, no, we don't. So when you paste in the link, it doesn't happen. Do I care about that? Hey, Voice of Grog. Yeah, just summarize the past year. It was good. There. So play as guest. Here it does. So, okay, so there's one case where this doesn't do this. So when you have an existing guest account, stay logged in is checked. And then use the link, like navigate to the link in the browser, not via botland. Are you hearing music? Oh, I thought I muted that. Sorry. My speakers aren't loud enough for me to even know that's playing. Yeah, so I don't know. It's Dose versus Leaf Blower remix. Yeah, I don't know if I'd even want to do anything about this. Let's try one more time though. I just want to make sure this is a bug according to what I had said. Oh wait, no, that won't work. Gotta be this way. Hey, the numbers guy. Socket, what do you expect Socket to do? Maybe talk about WebSockets or something? I don't have any sort of WebSocket stuff set up right now. Yeah, no, I used Socket.io a long time ago when I was using a service called Pusher. I wasn't very happy with how Pusher's monetization worked. It seemed like it'd be too expensive. And so I stopped using it, and then I switched to polling, which I'm not a fan of for how Botland works. Oh, Anonymous. Thanks again. I don't know if you're the same Anonymous as before, but welcome. Welcome back, Fletcher. And wait, you were gone? Yeah, see, the thing about arriving 2 or 3 hours into a stream and then having that joke is that you're not the first person with that joke now. So now I can look down on you, Fletcher. Hey, Blueberry King and Steampunk. And Pervin. Can you anonymously gift a sub to yourself? I'm not sure. You probably can. And if not, I guess you could always just have a second account. You look down on yourself. Yeah. Oh man, speaking of looking down on people, so I was literally looking down on someone on Friday. How many of you have heard of Tom Segura? Because my wife got tickets for us and we went and saw him, but we were from such a high balcony. I've never seen a comedian from this angle before. We were looking at the top of his head the whole time. And I think he's hilarious. I love his humor. Just in case you're curious, it's like very not safe for work humor. There's a lot of, well, anyway, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, he's great. How was the show? Yeah, it was amazing. The only problem was the seats. I did not realize that they'd have that much of an impact. Normally, when you are in such a large auditorium or theater, there are TVs that are closer to you. So you're at a live show, but you're still watching a TV. And I'm okay with that experience. But yeah, this was the first time they didn't have TVs. And yeah, it was pretty hard to see. So that does affect the show a little bit. And we couldn't hear some of his jokes too. Okay, so yeah, this is a tiny issue. I'll write this here. So bug, if you have a guest account already and stay logged in was checked and you navigate your browser to a public attack link, then it won't give you a warning that you're about to play against someone else as a guest. Yeah, I think Tom Segura is going to get a lot bigger too. If you guys have Netflix, he's got a special on Netflix, and it's really good. I've watched it, I think, 2.5 times now, and I don't normally do that. I forgot what it's called though, but I think it's the newest one. Oh, you've seen him twice? In person? Okay, so short of that, I think the rest of this is good. And I don't think I changed any code, so let's just look through it over here. Use on a guest account and choose, oh no. I'll change this. Oh wow, anonymous, thanks again. So we potentially have 3 different anonymous gifters, but I have a feeling it's the same person 7 times. So thank you, regardless of how many people it is. Hey, Extreme Skills. And welcome, Banana. Yeah, in Houston. Once at the Houston Improv before he was as big as he is now, and once at the House of Blues. Yeah. Yeah. And John Mulaney's really good too. I always remember him from the... who's that singer? I want to say Billy Joel. He does a bit about a jukebox. Anyway, I always remember from that. But yeah, he's really good. So the user on a guest account and chose to convert their account to a full account. Let them do so. Yeah, cool. That's fine. Anything else here? Tries converting a guest account to a full account. If the user is using a guest account, he'll be prompted to either convert his account to continue or continue with his current action. That's fine. Message show the user should incentivize them to convert. Text to use for the continue button. There we go. Tom Jones. Thank you, Veronica. Yeah, I was way off. Yeah, I would change gender here too for this, but I'm not super concerned about that. So when the user chooses to convert his account to true, when the user is already using a full account or does not want to convert his account, this means we should continue the current action. Yeah, that's good. And hey, I'll twitch that. Yeah, good, cool. So we're done with that. So try converting guest or continue. So this is if you're logged in as a guest. Okay. Oh, so then this might be a problem. Maybe when you're automatically logging in, this doesn't happen? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Nah, I'll just write this here. I think this has to do with this not being true. Oh, I could just test it actually. What am I doing? Yeah, what am I doing? So if I refresh the page, I'm logged in as a guest. Yeah, and we can just check the state of this. Debug, actually I don't even need to do that. I can just click this button. Yeah, it's false. Okay, it does have to do with this. That's because this is false, but I don't care enough to fix that right now. So we're just gonna say clean up comments a little bit. Cool. Hey, Devara. It's me, David. I got banned for asking stupid questions. I don't know what you expect to have happen here, but evading a ban is also against the terms of service. So, I don't know what you expect to have happen. Anyway, clean up comments. All right, and then let's go push that. There we go. And we'll move on to the next PR. Oh, except for we gotta cancel this too. Blueberry King pretending to be the anonymous gifter. Playing 3D chess here. Playing 3D Botland. Oh, I actually let one of these finish. I didn't mean to do that. It doesn't really matter. It takes 4 minutes. And that's 4 minutes toward my, I think, 1,000 minutes that I get per month. Except for I'm pretty sure the month resets on the 14th for me. So it's pretty much no chance I'm going to use it all. There's a 3D Botland when Blueberry King's the anonymous gifter. So now we just merge this, which should have my changes. Good, cool. Merge, merge, merge. Is this not going to refresh? There it goes. Perfect. Fix minor UI glitches. Curious what this is. Fixes 2 UI issues. The changes introduced in 292 were not working in Safari. Oh yeah, okay. This is now fixed. Looks good. Z madness. Opening a pop-up while having a full screen pop-up already open would lead to the pop-up being hidden. Opening the settings with the store open would lead to this. Yeah, there was some other issue. I'm gonna go check this out because there was an issue with the salvage UI and something was happening there. Where was that? I wrote this somewhere. Is it this? No, hey, he fixed this. Yeah, I didn't even assign this. Nice. But that's not what I wanted. There was something else here. Refetch, polish, make it obvious that you can't open. Aw, come on. This is done too. Salvage pack dialog shows on top of convert account when you're a guest. Okay, let's take a look at that, I guess. Not count the gifts toward your total in channel. Wait, so were you the person who gifted it, Blueberry King? Because, yeah, thank you, Blueberry King. What, did you gift all 7? I'm not honestly trying to call you out, so if you wanted to stay anonymous still, that's totally fine. Although it sounds like you're breaking your own anonymity here. Okay, so yeah, let's go check this out. HD UI glitches. I bet this wouldn't. So I don't think Blueberry King would do something like that. Blueberry King's been in the stream long enough, but I bet in other people's streams it probably does happen where there's an anonymous gift and then someone's like, "It was me," smiley face. Hey, Waddle. the default Twitch smiley face always looks so passive aggressive to me. It's going well, Waddle. I'm back from a week of vacation. I didn't go anywhere. I was just kind of playing games most of that week, and I'm ready to get back to work. It's because it is. I think it's all about context. I think when it was me, it looks passive aggressive. I'm Perry. Hey, welcome back. How's it going, fake wife? So salvage pack on top of guest. So we need to go get that. Welcome, duck. All right, let's go try it out. Hey, nice. That works perfectly now. What game? Started playing Anno 1800. Not worked on any personal projects since. You know, to be honest, a lot of the games that I started to play again, I just did not find fun. So for example, I used to play Smash a ton, and I haven't played it probably at all in the last 2 months, I think. And I started a Breath of the Wild run again, and I just stopped that. I played one game of Tetris 99 over the weekend, and I was like, I'm not having fun doing this. So it's mostly StarCraft 2, because there's been some Twitch Prime loot, and I was having fun with that, and some Terraria, and maybe that's it for right now. Yeah, actually, I think that's it. Fru is the imposter. Well, thanks, Mike. I'm going to ignore the passive-aggressive smiley face at the end and just treat it purely like a compliment. You see? When you have selective reality, anything can be a compliment. Okay, but the main thing that this fixed was not what I just looked at. It was settings and the store at one time. So store and settings. Perfect. That's good. And then the other glitch was a Safari bug, which I'm not going to even try to look at. But yeah, this is looking good. All right, I doubt there's too much to look through here. Probably pretty straightforward. So is in full screen pop-up. Is here. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, so the way that I play StarCraft 2 Pawn is just co-op. I do not play anything that makes my blood boil anymore. And that's actually why I stopped playing Smash. I got too competitive. And with StarCraft 2, the same thing happens, but I know that my skill ceiling for StarCraft 2, or sorry, the skill ceiling for StarCraft 2 is way too high for me to care about being good. Ski talk. So anyway, Pawn, if you wanted to play co-op, we could. But if you haven't played co-op, it might be very unenjoyable for you because it's not the same thing that you might think. It's like hardly even StarCraft. So we'll merge this. For anyone who hasn't played co-op, it's a mode where you get a very specific set of units or a commander, and you basically go into like superpower mode. So you're still making a base and collecting resources and stuff, but you typically only have to expand once, and you have some special objective of like protect these things or capture these points. So this is fixed. We can mark this as being done too. Give it a try. Probably played 5 games of SC2 in last year. So it probably wouldn't be fun for you to just start now. But anyway, I'll write it down. Talk to Prawn about SC2 co-op. Because if you're new to co-op, then it sounds a lot like I'd be trying to micromanage you. Because it'd be like, oh, we should go to this point now or something. You'd be like, but Adam, I just want to explore. Hey, Stroth. Hey, you safe? Probably the hardest competitive game at the moment. And hi, Squirrel. I think it kind of depends because team games are tough in a different way, and StarCraft 2 is typically not a competitive team game. Like, sure, you can play 2v2s and stuff, but it's not as popular as 1v1s. I've never played a competitive team game actually. Wow, Ski Dog. It's not even payday. But thanks for gifting 5 subs. Matsu, Clayman, Tim, I'll Twitch that, and CK. Welcome everybody. Welcome Ducks. I should make that just for Fletcher. Thank you though, Ski Dog. It's very, very nice of you. Are there any non-subs left? No, everyone in chat has a bunch of badges. Actually, look at this. This is what my chat looks like. Badges out the wazoo. This is sub, and we should turn it into VIP only mode. Alright, so add game server spinners. This addresses the pull request I had, or the issue I had here. Hey, Patrick's. Add spinners or calls a game server. Yep. So I think it should be pretty straightforward. Mockup post is great. I think there are a few issues. Only desktop version. Spinner showed on an enabled button. While we're at it, we want to disable the buttons during long-lasting operation. There's no way to get what's in the video, especially the fact that it's disabled style. So hang on, what is this video? I forgot what this was. Oh wait, I don't know what's going on. Ooh. No, nothing was personal there, thank goodness. But I want to just show you guys the video and nothing else. Can I open this in a new tab? No, but I can download it. So here's the video. Yeah, so it was just put a spinner around the outside of this, but like Hideo said, it doesn't work that well because it's not on mobile. Hey Rifftrax, I like your name, Rifftrax supporter. I'm guessing you go to their live stream. Do they stream on Twitch actually? I think they do. Okay, due to these issues, knowing exactly what's in the video, current implementation isn't liked, we'll have to change it and take all this into consideration. So let's take a look. Desktop preview. Yeah, that looks great. And mobile, yeah, also looks great. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. All right, let's go try it out. So HD spinners. It's like we're on Pimp My Ride again. Spinners are popular. Welcome to the early 2000s, everybody. So when we go to anything that takes time, and we'll need to throttle the network for this to probably work correctly. Let's see what happens though if I just click attack. Oh, nice, it still shows up. Okay, cool, I'm happy with that. Hey, Resu. Yeah, first outcomes was pretty much just, it was fun. I think that they got a lot of value out of it, and the marketing wasn't really great for me. It wasn't actually on the front page of Twitch for my streams. And yeah, that's just unfortunate. Thought you made a command for it. I think I had at one point, but I don't know. I was kind of unorganized about that. Maybe I should do something. Can I be exhibit in this scenario? Maybe you can be. Who's gonna stop you? Okay, so this is good. I'm not super concerned about checking through this because I'm sure Hideo did this well. The only thing I think I'm really concerned about. Oh no. Okay, fine. Comments, I guess. Oh man. Should indicate a loading state when loading buttons are disabled. Yeah. So that's fine. What else do we have here? The thing I was gonna say I'm concerned about is when it's disabled. So now it's loading or when canceled disabled, and this is disabled and loading or convert disabled. Perfect. Cool. Yep, this looks fine. Indicates that the game is performing a long-lasting operation. This usually means we're contacting the server. Uses flag to disable some buttons and show a loading state during these operations. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Wait, what? Here in Denmark, we SU? What does that mean? Super user. Swipe up. Super unicorn. No, I don't know what you're talking about, Squirrel, but that sounds cool. And also, don't ever worry about subscribing to me. I know every streamer has to say that, right? Like, oh, I appreciate donations, but no, but I really mean it. Like, I'm not trying to make money through the stream, and this isn't some ploy to get more people to subscribe. Like, you probably shouldn't spend money on the stream. I'm going to actively say, Yo, student union, got it. And hey, mate. I'm volatile. State education support, gotcha. Yeah, you should probably spend your money on something that will enrich your life and not something that will enrich my life. Now, if let's say Botland fails and next year I'm still streaming for some reason, I probably won't so actively discourage people. But yeah, as long as I can afford to do this, I would say you should get some extra ramen. Get an egg for your ramen. All right, this is fine. Loading. We don't need to reset the busy state. This will be handled automatically in component mode props. Can't wait the previous call as it'll wait for the whole phase to be over, which is an issue in test mode. Oh, nice. Okay. Updates a busy state used to indicate when a long-lasting operation. Oh yeah, it's not for me, it's for the emotes. I know that. You just want to see me with as many party hats as I can have in my head. The super unicorn was something that showed up on Urban Dictionary when I searched for SU. To indicate when a long-lasting operation is happening. Be careful not to use this method in a finally block involving a router transition or after a router transition, as we would end up trying to update the state of an unmounted component. Okay, cool. Will you enable the top cheer thing on Twitch? Cheer wars are pretty profitable. Ask Chris. I don't think so. If I were to try to make streaming my full-time income, then I might. And those are ways that I think are a little bit less scummy of doing that. I don't know. I think there are some scummy ways of trying to get money on Twitch. Then again, it's all a matter of perspective. I guess if people are on board, what does it really matter? I'm gonna go check this in. Why do you think your Twitch viewer number stays pretty constant? I think a lot of people are just listening in the background, and I think that's probably why. People come in and then they just leave it on in the background. Squats for subs. Oh yeah, 3-party hat emote. Actually, I should probably do something like that. In fact, that should just be the tiers of all the emotes. Just put more and more party hats on my head. I'm inspired by Smash Bros. Pikachu. He only had a blue party hat. But let's be real, he's the best Pikachu. What is... oh, I see. So this should have my commit now. Yep, good. Now we're going to merge this. Can confirm. Have this on in the background. It'd be funny if I put a straw poll into chat saying like, do you have this on in the background right now? But then didn't actually tell people I put the straw poll in. You'd only get paradoxical answers. Is that git bash or Linux subsystem? It's just git bash. Yeah. Oh, thanks, RiffTrax. Yeah, 11 party hats. They're just like over my eyes at that point. So we are down to 2 more here. Oh no, 1 more here. And then 2 more in the other repos, I think. And this one should be very fast from what I understood. Yeah, this is something I just reported recently. Yep. Managed to repro the issue with the tutorial modal being way larger. This is now fixed. Cool. Didn't manage to repro these ones. When reporting these, I may need more details. Maybe there's a special set of steps. I guess if even with that I can't repro, may need you to handle this on the... yeah. So thankfully, okay, so I'll give a little bit of context. I reported... we went to that Tom Segura show with a friend, and I was telling that friend just an update about my life, and I'm like, oh, we have an iOS app now, and he has an iPhone. So he took out his iPhone, he installed the app, and then he went through it, and he kept finding issues. So thankfully, this friend owns that phone and is also pretty technical himself. So if I ever need more help, I could probably get him to help, although I don't think he has an Apple device, or sorry, an Apple computer. So I don't think he can connect to debug, but he can at least send screenshots and test out different updates. So I'll have to ask him for more details about this stuff. Like maybe it only happened on the first time, maybe there's some other info. So I'll write myself a note to do this. Ask friend's name about the bugs that we found before the comedy show. Okay, there we go. Hey, Max. got it on second monitor while reading ebook stuff. Man, I could not read and also listen to someone's voice at the same time. Can we get signed party hats? That's actually a really funny idea. I like that because it's pretty cheap. Outdated OS with outdated Safari and all bugs are the same one. You're using Flexbox mixed with grids. So I asked him while we were there, I said, hey, you have the newest OS and the newest Safari and everything, right? And he said yes, but perhaps he's wrong about that. So I'll ask him to check again. Set up test flight. Yeah, we'll probably end up doing something like that. I think. I'm not positive. Nice pawn. Yeah. If I ever need someone to ignore stuff, I'll talk to you. So it didn't even try to report. So yeah, the other issues that we see here, like this not taking up the full screen, these two dialogues are stacked, so you actually can't read what's beneath this. Same thing here, but also the replay buttons are on the wrong side. If it's updated, I have no idea. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. And what is this? This is Dark Reader, I think. Fennec. Hey, Meek. I use Dark Reader on GitHub and on Bing because otherwise it's blindingly bright. Now I'm not going to show you guys this. I'll show you the preview for it, but you can see OneNote is not in dark mode. So whenever I switch to that, it blinds whoever's watching. Oh yeah, I would assume you have an idea of, yeah. So this, yeah, I just wanted to include this here. Excuse me. All right, should be fine. Let's check out the file. Yeah, I like Dark Reader. I think it's good. I wouldn't have it running on every website though. Yeah, this is good. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go merge pull request. And cancel the circle CI run. Notion has a dark mode. Yeah, if Notion was free to use forever, I would almost certainly consider switching to it because it looks really good. But you have to pay after you've used 1,000 blocks. I don't know what a block is in terms of that stuff, but well, I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know how many blocks I would be using if OneNote used blocks. But I imagine it's in the many thousands at this point, probably. Let's say grid reverse not working, and I talked about grid support being still too early. Yeah. Although it's weird that Safari doesn't fully support grid, right? Because it just seems like it's the next step for CSS. Anyway, whatever I'm doing here doesn't really mean anything because this is a bunch of different grid stuff. $4 per month. Yeah, but for some reason, it's hard for me to convince myself to use something like that. I'd just rather not. Nah, I'd just rather not pay for that sort of thing. It's grid with flex inside. Oh, I see what you're saying. Hey, Rensu. It's been saving your eyes after that. Nice. Yeah. I wonder if I should include it in my FAQ somewhere. Okay, so we're done with the main PRs. Now we need to look at the other repos. So I never bookmarked these, but here's one of them. And then the iOS one is apparently not here. Okay, great. Well, let's just type iOS. Got it. How do I use it? Bing? Yeah, thanks, Fletcher. Okay, so there's one PR here. How much is OneNote? OneNote is free, but unfortunately the version I'm using can't be downloaded anymore. I could not find a way to get it. There is a third-party site if you trust a non-Microsoft site for it. Hey, Oblivioner. But the new version that you'd get would be the Windows Store version, and every version that's not this one, I have some gripes with. I have gripes with this version too, to be honest, but I've gotten used to those gripes now. So I don't like replacing that set with a different set. It's mostly that search is not as fast. I'm using 2013, I think. So automatically bumped version code. This is what Hideo was saying isn't super important to include right now. Is the dark extension safe? They require data from all sites on Firefox. Seems sketchy. A lot of this comes down to trust, because you're either trusting the extension developer or you're trusting Firefox's sandbox. And so in this case, they actually are changing CSS on sites. So they probably could get access to whatever the site has. But then do you think that they'd be exploiting that? Is it open source? Could you just make one yourself maybe? I don't know. And so I'm using it. Maybe it's a bad idea. So as a follow-up, when we talked on Discord, the version code now automatically is bumped, so we don't need to deal with it. The only thing you need to manually change when releasing new version is version name in this. May require an update of your notes. Yeah. So this I remember, but how is this done? Oh, auto increment build number. Wow. Interesting. And version code automatically goes up. So just the name needs to be modified. And the name... Does the name actually need to be unique? I think it does. Let me look at my Android notes. I wrote something about version code or version name or something. I don't remember this. I've got some notes here somewhere. Where is it? Building a release or production version. I think I have a reference in my other notes. I don't. Unique and increasing. Yeah. But I wrote something in here. I don't remember where though. Oh, maybe it was in the deploy note? Code? Yeah, here it is. Deploying a new Android version. Modify app/build.gradle to have the correct version number and version code. I never even wrote about version name, did I? Which always need to be modified? No, I never did. That's stupid. Okay, well, I'll have to put this here. Do you know how to use a build server to build the iOS app? As far as I know, you need to have your build server running on iOS. Yeah, I know that it's possible. I haven't ever used it, but I also don't know how important it's going to be just yet. Right now, Hideo has offered to take on that workload, and I think it makes sense for where we are. But if in 2 or 3 months or, I don't know, some circumstances change, we might find that, yeah, I need to do this in an automated way. So I'm going to say modify app/build.gradle to have the, I'll just say change version name. Hideo added code. Let's put this here. That will automatically bump version number. Where is that? Version code. Is there also version number? I don't actually know if that's a thing. Did I just make this up? Maybe that's what I meant. I think I meant name by this. Yeah, the automatically bump version code, which is just an incremented integer. Yeah. Okay, I think the rest of this is fine. Modify step 2, it says to change both. Oh, that was supposed to be deleted. I was rewriting that. Yeah. Okay, so that's all done. Now we can just merge this. Yeah, okay. Hey, Plisk. Yeah, I'll just merge it. All right, and then we got to go look at the iOS one, which should also have a pull request. And what is this? Initial cleanup. Qu'est-ce que c'est? This pull request adds a bit of extra cleanup now that our app has been reviewed and accepted. Just like this commit on the Android app, we're now properly handling external links, basically backporting this feature. For example, clicking the follow me on Twitch link will either open the Twitch application if it's installed. Nice. Otherwise, it'll fall back to Safari. Video preview. I know it's already muted, but still. Ooh, cool. And you just have to turn your head to be able to see the content. Nice. Okay, cool. Swift 5, a new Xcode update was released, which adds a lint rule for Swift 5. As it was released very recently, I wrote all the code to be Swift 5 compliant. Okay. So what does this do for us? I'm guessing it gives us extra language features, like how ES6 added, mostly future-proofing. Okay. Updated the reachability library to a new version, which is Swift 5 compatible. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the thing that I think is concerning to the user is this, which probably doesn't matter too much. Where is that? Wow. Apparently Swift 5 had to be updated in a lot of places. Yeah. equals self. Here, triggered when a web view is created. Check for links, they should open in a new window. If the link is not the botland client itself, open it in Safari or another app. Yeah, okay. Ah, nice. Is it weird to switch between Swift and JavaScript? Because stuff like this looks really weird from a JavaScript perspective because there are no parentheses around the if statement. Although I imagine if you got an auto formatter, you could probably put them there anyway and it'll just delete them for you. So I guess you could just always write it like it was JavaScript. You don't mind? Yeah, one of the things that always, for some reason, when I would switch between JavaScript and Python, I'd always forget how to put something in an array. The Python code, I'm pretty sure, is array.append, and the JS code is array.push. And for some reason, I just never remembered those things. Then I think I told the story enough where now I remember because of that. You prefer this style? I think I'd have to get used to this, which I don't even know if there's ever a chance of that happening, because I might just never end up modifying this app. Okay, but this looks good. So merge that. So I should deploy. So we had this before next deploy. I guess what we should do is deploy a new Android app. And what we get out of that would be, no, actually we won't get anything. Deploy a new iOS app. This will give us, oh, I'm not the one who does this though. It's not super important. Hey, Bingster. And hey, und. There. Okay, so that's it for PRs. Now we have a bunch of sort of follow-up issues that I don't think I'm going to worry about for right now. Let's go look at what tasks Hideo has. Woodgut, welcome back. The only wood-based lurker in chat. Thanks for resubbing. So what is blocked, I guess? Also, why does it say that these are all waiting for review? What? What? Oh, I see. Okay, but there are some that are blocked. So this we need to look at today. Investigate pinch to zoom. Let's look through all these actually, I guess. This one I know about. I need to fill in something later. Pinning this site doesn't force that. Localization. Okay, good. So this is, I think, the biggest one that needs to be done. So I want to see what's blocked here. Deepening experimenting with this, so I'm hitting a blocking issue due to a Webpack plugin we use in Botland and won't be fixed for a while when implementing this the proper and logical way. Thinking right now about some alternatives. I'd like to know where this page is hosted right now. Yeah, so how is this hosted right now? I think this is hosted through Amazon right now. And my deploy process is just copying things to S3. Yeah. So I'm guessing you just heard all that, Hideo, but I'm still going to write this here. This is a static site hosted through S3/CloudFront. Yeah. Man, so you pull, build, upload manually? Yeah, that's correct. Yep. I just drag files onto there and then I run an invalidation myself. Yeah, and I can edit that. Where's edit? I pull the repo, build manually, then upload manually with drag and drop. Yeah, so for anyone curious, so bot.land has always been the landing page for the game. However, this is completely separate. So this is its own website, and then the game is something else, which when you click this button, you get to the game. So what our proposal is, why not make bot.land part of the game so that when you click play, instead of redirecting you to another page, it just sort of turns into the game right there in this tab. And there are a couple benefits of that. One is this text is wrong. It says iOS and Android apps coming in 2019. They're out. So it's misleading. But when you click play, it might be able to say something like, would you like to download the app or would you like to just play the browser game, because you can play the browser version on your phone, but it's not a great experience unless you pin that. Wait, is that the proposal? Isn't that the proposal? I mean, the first part of it's the proposal, right? Where like this will just be the game. The second part of it that I was saying about the apps, that's something separate. But that's something that we can always do. Anyway, the problem I think that there is right now. So I ran a Facebook ad. I spent about $160 worth of credit, and it said something like 95% of the users targeted were mobile users. And the wait, okay, hang on. Then, all right, let me cover this. Yeah, let me cover this. I'll talk about it in a little bit. Anyway, 95% of the users targeted were mobile users. And so here's the problem is that I'm linking to, I think, this site. And so on your phone, you click play in browser now. And just like you're seeing on my screen where there's browser Chrome, so there's URL bar at the top, that'll happen on your phone too. And most people, I don't think, are aware of how to make that go away. And even if they're aware, they probably wouldn't want to go through the steps to make it go away. It's not like it's difficult. You would click the 3 dots on Android, you click pin to home screen. And on iOS, there's some way of doing it. It's like share and then add to home screen. But the issue is, if you don't know that this isn't supposed to be there and the game doesn't do it for you, then you'll probably be like, oh, this sucks. Like, this is taking up a third of my screen or something. How do I stop this? And so that's something the app just handles for you. But I don't want to run more ads until that experience is made better. So anyway, here's what my idea was for this task. Let me see what I actually wrote here. We can advertise for the apps directly for their official banner. You mean on Facebook? Think you have to do about that? Oh, I know what you're saying. You're saying just on bot.land. Yeah, that is something I want to do. Add or like fix bot.land to point directly to the apps. Can you search Apple App Store? Can you search the store from your computer? You can. And so if I type botland, it should show up, right? That is not how this works. Okay, wait, can you not do this? Maybe you can't. Not actually sure. Excuse me, okay, you can't. Well, you can on Google. I'm sure Apple loves hearing that. You can do this on Google. If you search for botland over here, oh, you need to click apps. Then you need to type the search again. But yeah, that shows up. What are we on currently? We're just getting done with the PRs. I'm trying to figure out kind of this next task for Hideo. Does it have any reviews, by the way? No, okay. Just making sure. I haven't gone that wide with this yet. Same thing with the App Store one, not that I can even show you guys. But yeah, the goal is to start trying to funnel some people into the apps because I think it's a better experience. I think most people are going to play this on mobile. So I'll have to look through some other tasks, I think, later. Flawless 5 out of 5, yeah. Well, right now it's just viewers who rated this. We don't decide the link or what the banner will show. Android and iOS handle that for us. Oh, really? How do we... I'll need to look into that. Yeah, I'm not sure how that handles itself. And yeah, that's pretty cool, Max. I guess I didn't even realize that that's a thing. Hey, Ernie. 95% of users play on mobile. Remove that 5%. No, I'm not saying 95% play on mobile. Right now, it's like less than 1% play on mobile. But the issue is that my ads that went on Facebook were targeting 95% of the users who got those ads were mobile users, which I think is saying that more people are using Facebook on mobile than on desktop. So if it served the ad just to random people, it would mostly get mobile users. And the problem is that when you're on your phone and you go to the current experience for Botland, it's not that we can't support mobile, it's just that we don't really do a great job of it. Here's how it works on iOS. Okay, I'll paste that in. Thanks, Hideo. Yeah, this is the stuff. I already mentioned how my stream is going to be cut to 4 hours and how the other 4 hours is going to be things like marketing, extra coding that we do. So these are the kinds of things that'll happen the rest of the day for me. But for the rest of the stream, I think what I want to do is I want to plan monetization. I do want to still clarify this task. So let me see what I said. Do I have any details to provide? I refer to this as the landing page. Make sure people can navigate directly to the game. Make sure players who navigate directly to the game aren't downloading the contents of the landing page. Make sure the landing page looks good on mobile. Make sure the landing page still has the trailer. Think you should have a call about that block task regarding merging? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's just leave it at that then. So I'll just write a note to myself, set up a call with Hideo. Set up call with Hideo about bot.land task. Can I click that link? Oh, hey, cool. How did you get this? Huh. Yeah, how did you even find this? I mean, what Hideo said about promoting this is how I should do this for sure. But still, I don't even know how you did this. I'll paste this in too. Yeah, because maybe I can make like an apps command. I don't already have one, right? No, I don't. So let's add one. Apps, iOS. Android. Also, we could probably get rid of that MT equals 8. Yeah. For an iOS device, you can get it? No idea from desktop. Oh, okay, with iPad. Got it. Cool. Well, thank you. And then I'll get the Android one as long as I'm doing this. That is here. Yeah, that's here. Should update the website to state that. It says, oh yeah. That's one of the big changes I want to make. Ideally today, but if not today, then like early in this week. Okay, cool. So we'll just do plan monetization then. This is this is quite a task, I think, even just the planning of it. So we've got about an hour now that I can spend doing it, and then I'll probably finish it tomorrow, and I'll hopefully start coding this week. My goal is pretty much get this stuff into the game by the end of June. Even if it's not enabled in the game. What I use for iOS, it was just a WebView wrapper. Yeah. So we need to figure out how we'll get monetization separated by like app type. And they allowed that. I thought they weren't allowing WebView wrappers. What they don't allow is WebView wrappers that don't differentiate themselves from the website. Because in that case, they say just use a website, right? But with a game, it's a little bit different. And they've got some rules about that. So if you click that mobile doc that I linked in, I copy the exact wording that they have in their terms of service. I'll see if I can find it really fast. There's here. Yeah, your app should include features, content, and UI that elevate it beyond a repackaged website. If your app is not particularly useful, unique, or app-like, it doesn't belong in the App Store. And I put a reference right to the guidelines I have here. So that's what they say. I think when they notice that there's a WebView wrapper app, this is my assumption, that they take way longer on the review process because it took 15 days for them to approve the app. And in my opinion, that's a very long time, given that they advertise these stats. They say 50% of people are reviewed in less than 1 day and 90% of people in less than 2 days. So I fit into that 10% that was, I guess, more than 2 days, and it ended up being 15, which just seems ridiculous to me. But then again, I don't know what they did. I hope updates don't take that long. It's not such a big deal. What happened, happened. So that's already in the past. So anyway, the goal here is like, I don't want any trace of the web payment UI showing up in the mobile apps. Probably want to read pretty much everything for this. Same for Android, yeah. It's a good idea. Did I do it before or after a holiday period? I did it roughly 20 days ago, I think, which I don't think was around any major holidays. Yeah, maybe they just played a lot of the game. Read through the, and hey, Mr. J. Read through the official docs on app payments. Okay, so let's look up that. Android in-app purchases. There's gonna be a lot of tedium here, I think. Make in-app purchases in Android app. Is this the right set of... No, this is not it. This is not how to code it. This is how to actually purchase something. How to implement. But there's some like Android help site, right? Yeah, here. Implement in-app purchase. Oh yeah, you're right. I can probably update that. Adam is planning. Actually, let's just take whatever the today command was. There. Adam is planning content so the rest of the month can go smoothly. I'll just say planning monetization content, since that's going to be the main focus of May. Yeah. Billing overview and in-app purchases. Okay, I'll copy those. So we'll read these. So this is Apple, and this is Android. So we definitely need to read these. And then I need something. We eventually need UI for this stuff too. I'm not super concerned about that because the UI is probably the easiest part of all of this. It's show the options, and sure, maybe there's some amount of like syncing to make sure that the costs are up to date or whatever, but I can do that for sure. Everything leading up to the UI is going to be very tough. What do you think the percent of iOS devices will be in comparison to Android? I honestly don't know. I think it's hard to say because right now I don't have a lot of stats on who's even playing the game on a day-to-day basis. Can get a well-paid job. Yeah, I could for sure, Mr. J. I think here's my general thought process is right now I've gotten to, I'd say, a pretty good point on Twitch. Like the ceiling is pretty low for programmers and I'm pretty close to that ceiling. And if I were ever to try to parlay that into something more, now would be the time to do it. So imagine if I went, so it was pretty much like 2015 to 2019 to now is Botland and Twitch. And so imagine if I got a job in 2020, like traditional web dev job. And then let's say in like 2022, I thought I should do something with Twitch again. I imagine the audience that I built up, maybe a couple people would be like, whoa, what, you're streaming again? What are you doing? But very likely I would have lost all of my viewers at that point. And so if I'm going to do anything rather than do this, I would think, in 2020, if Botland's not successful, do something with Twitch if I can. And I don't even know if that would happen. Hey, Hamida. Yeah, that's true, Hideo. You'd be the one dealing with the UI. But what I'm saying, I guess, is that the UI would be like check a box and then click a button. It's not how do we drag and drop and how do we do all this other stuff. There are very few concerns with that UI. So yeah, that's kind of my thinking here. Could I make a ton of money in a traditional job? Yeah, probably. Would that be fun? Like maybe. I don't know. All depends on the job. And I just want to figure out what my options would be. So that's kind of what we talked about last week. Am I bootstrapped right now? Everything I'm doing was funded out of pocket. So there are no investors. I'm not looking for investors. I don't know how that's going to impact the success of the game. We can't really do whatever we want. Yeah, that's true. I guess we need to show certain things about like the chances of certain things dropping. And hey, Moise. Or Moise. And hey, trust me. Yeah. So yeah, let's read through the documents. Let's write down whatever we find out about this. So in-app purchase. So we'd get consumable stuff because they'd be salvage packs. Before offering them, you'll need to sign the iPad applications agreement instead of your bank and tax information. Yeah, this will need to be done offline at some point. What would you say about JavaScript? To what? I'm not sure what you're asking, Ernie. Sorry. Luis, you get a token when you first follow. Or I guess you just got some from Kinematics. Quantum reaction though. Oh man. Okay, well I'll write this down somewhere. There's something else I need to make sure that I have too. Yeah, I need to file for a business license. Did I write this down already somewhere? Washington business license? Yeah, I did. This should probably go into that checklist now, right? Make sure I've gotten the business license. Make sure they're on selling solid packs to include the percent chance. Make sure any countries that have banned cosmetic loot boxes are also banned from buying things. Make sure prices are reasonable. Yeah, sure. I guess all this should just be added to the other list that I have. Yeah. Okay, I thought you were talking about Kotlin. I have not actually really used Kotlin too much. There were about 2.5 hours on stream one day that I was working on the Android app, and I didn't end up really interfacing with the language too much. So I don't have many suggestions or anything. But it seems like it's a sane language. So this is like before launching monetization. Make sure prices are reasonable. Oh man, this stuff worries me so much. So yeah, make sure we've agreed to the iOS terms of service and have provided banking information. Oh my goodness. My goal is to get this stuff done by the end of June. I think, without really knowing much about this stuff, I think that's reasonable. Hey, Erky. I was confused how to play the game until I played it, and it was actually fun. Oh, hey, Crochan. Yeah. I'm glad you liked it. No, I'm not going to do the banking information stuff on stream for sure. I don't even want to risk leaking that. So set up Xcode configuration is something that Hideo is probably going to do, but also it doesn't sound like this is too in-depth. Excuse me. It's just a capability for in-app purchases. Okay. Create your in-app purchases in App Store Connect. Yep. Sounds good. Yeah. Games disable those. Interesting. I'll write that down, 3D extended. Hey, Koja. Koja and Kojan. If you're going to list of every single to-do you've ever had at the start of development, which you have continued. So here's the thing. In that hypothetical scenario, presumably I would have known what all of my other projects would have taken, and that this would just be kind of a common thing, in which case, yes, I think I would have. But yeah, if you were to show me something like this, this is my archive of all of the to-do items I've had since the beginning of the game, and there's more than 50,000 of them. And they're not all items. Like, this is one item, and it's got something like, I don't know, what, 19 lines for it. But still, if you showed me all of this, if you showed anyone all of this, they'd probably be like, that's crazy. I don't want to do that. So I don't know. I guess what I should write for the monetization stuff is to continue reading through this stuff by the end. Make sure everything from the iOS guidelines were covered, which includes this. Yeah. Man, so much to do. So create these in App Store Connect. This, I saw UI to do this. I just haven't done it yet. See your comments. I just love to read them, not the code itself. So my notes, at least, you have access to. But yeah, the comments or the code, yeah, there's no access to that stuff. But anything you see in this knowledge section over here, that is all stuff you guys have access to. So if I just click any random note, like, you guys could see this if you want to. Hey, Appleca. So designing and building user interface should fit well with the rest of your app. Implement them. Use the StoreKit framework to embed the in-app purchase. Hideo, if you're still there, have you implemented in-app purchases for any app on iOS? Because I think having some experience in that is probably going to come in handy. Because I can't really get my hands on that stuff. You have? Okay, yeah. All in-app purchases are free during the beta testing period and will not carry over when the testing period is over. Oh man, okay, this might be a little bit tough. So I think reading through these guidelines in general is good. Then I think I need to figure out what are the edge cases here. Like, how does someone request a refund? Sorry, hang on, let me raise my desk. I just want to make sure nothing falls off. It's been a while since I've raised this. It looks like something's shaking. That doesn't look good. Make sure this doesn't fall. Okay, so far so good. Yeah. Nope, that didn't sound good. Aha. Yeah, there was a problem. Yeah, there we go. Hey, I love beer. Whenever you try to hit attack, the app gets completely white and doesn't load anything. Defend, on the other hand, works fine. Huh, I'll write that down too. Yeah, I noticed this on my friend's phone. Some weird stuff happened when I tried to attack. Yeah, WebGL stuff. Yeah, reconciling iOS, Android, and itch. Yeah, I think that might be tough. Now, thankfully, all the purchases are for just salvage packs, which eventually just turn into a number in the game. That's not too bad. But yeah, I'm not sure how all this stuff is going to work. All right, what else do we have here? So we'll need to use test flight probably. Test in-app purchases without incurring charges. Yeah, it's going to be pretty important. Submit your in-app purchases for review. So I am nearly positive, but right now we don't have purchases, and I'm pretty sure you can take an app that was completely free and add purchases to that app. What did I get up to on my vacation? Not really too much. I just mostly like played games, just kind of hung out. Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot. Put on the App Store. Sure. Distribute promo codes. Oh, what? Give press and influencers early access to your app's in-app purchases with promo codes? I don't really need to do this, but yeah. Yeah, it was a staycation. Okay. Well, let's read through the Android parts of this too. Right now, we're just trying to make sure we don't have a lot of unknown unknowns here. Google Play Billing is a service that lets you sell digital content on Android. This document describes the fundamental building blocks of a Google Play billing solution. So right now in the game, I think we have some dialogue saying that you can't purchase anything yet. This stuff doesn't do anything. It's this button right here. Oh, I should pull from master. Give pull. Yeah, I was confused too about the whole tagging CM Griffin. And I should probably run yarn again, but let's, yeah, I was afraid of this. Okay, fine. We'll run yarn. What I wanted to see is what happens when I click that buy button. I think it pops up a dialogue about like, I never coded this, it's coming eventually. But that's going to be the entry point to the different UIs. And we're going to have 3, Android, iOS, and web. And then maybe eventually Steam too. Does Steam enforce any sort of purchasing stuff from in-game? Actually, I don't think I've ever seen this in Steam. Steam in-app purchases. You'll need to use the microtransaction API so they can make purchases from the Steam wallet. Huh. How have I never seen this? Played a ton of Steam games. Weird. Well, I've never tried this out myself. At least I don't think so. But it sounds like it's pretty similar to how Apple or Android would be. Also, yeah, this thing broke again. Okay, fine. Then let's just redo the whole thing. Anyway, so when you press the buy button, we need to pop up a UI based on what your platform is and something that's specific to your platform. And then we need to do a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I'm brand new to this area. So we're going to learn this together, chat. And at some point, I want to get to where we've designed the database for this so we can figure out, regardless of what you purchased from, how do we track what your purchases are? Receive validation on the server. Yeah. Yeah, this stuff will need to be done. Okay, so design database tables. We need receive validation on the server. We need to track each platform separately. Each user can be on all of the platforms. Well, any of the platforms. How much can a person with your skill earn where you live if you would work for someone? So in the US, I live in Washington State, and in the US, software engineers are usually pretty kind of overpaid. And so I'd say it's probably somewhere between, like, probably somewhere in this range, $120,000 to $200,000. That's a guess. I haven't looked for a job in quite some time, so I don't know. Okay, anyway, yeah, receive validation on the server, and this is something that we have to do regardless of platform. This is something that I think the account servers can do. So we probably want a transaction status or something. Confirmed, refunded. Probably make them multiple columns. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie. And no, not DC, Washington State, Northwest. Confirmed, refunded, maybe like rejected. I don't know if that's even a thing. Per month. You know, it's funny. I was just talking to my wife about this. We've been watching Frasier lately, and Frasier, I think toward the end, the main actors were making $700,000 per episode. And I think on Friends, it was like $1 million per episode. Can you imagine making like 25 times the median income, the median yearly income in what is, I don't know how much, for like 2 days of work or something like that? It's crazy. Hey, Jose. I like Frasier, the show. It's still crazy to hear about those salaries, man. And that's not even that bizarre. Like, Big Bang Theory actors are probably making $1 million per episode. I'm just guessing. I don't actually know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. CM Griffin just did it too. Actors from Friends still make $1 million per year from Friends. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Think of how much the studios must be making. Oh, they might take longer than 2 days to make an episode. And also there's, I guess, learning your lines and everything too. Okay, so is there anything else I want to read about specifically for Apple right now? Because at a high level, all of these steps make sense. At some point, I need to dive into the nitty gritty of what do you get when you call into the purchasing stuff. So that's what we'll want to do here. Figure out what we get when we call into purchasing APIs. Make a document. Make maybe a OneNote page describing these flows and all scenarios. Yeah, that would be good for itch, Apple, and Android. Oh, I was also playing Diablo 2 over last week. I knew I forgot a large blob of something. Yeah, I was playing the Median XL mod with a friend of mine. It wasn't until I wrote this stuff down that I remembered. Hey, Adriana. Previous link is something you may want to save. Let me go take a look at that. Ah, yeah, I had missed that. Sorry about that. So I played Media XL a lot before, over the years, and it's a very well done mod, and it only keeps getting better. I'm surprised at some of the quality of life changes that they made. Like, you don't need town portal scrolls anymore, and the inventories are gigantic. Used to be that you needed to use this mod called plug Y and get an infinite inventory size. Now you don't really need that anymore. No wonder you lost your sense of time. You know, even a game as much... Diablo 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. But even that game, I think if I'm not playing with real life friends, I'm not having fun. Something just completely changed about gaming for me at some point. Take care, Pawn. And I'll let you know about StarCraft at some point, probably. Okay, so now let's look through the Google Play stuff. This document describes the fundamental building blocks of a Google Play billing solution. Knowledge of these building blocks is necessary to decide how to implement your specific Google Play billing solution. You want to sell physical goods on Android? I don't. All right, in-app product types. In-app product requiring a single non-recurring charge. So I guess I want it to be a one-time product. Yeah, premium loot boxes. Yeah. Okay, purchase tokens. Google billing tracks products and transactions using purchase tokens and order IDs. A purchase token is a string that... So this is good. This is diving right into the implementation. I think this is helpful. You attributed it to age. I think it's a combination of many things. Gaming has certainly changed over the years. And I actually, how many of you have a Switch online service? So you're paying the, whatever, $20 a year for that. Any tips on how to become a faster typist? Yeah, it's one of the commands from here. I think it's learn typing. And I'm not actually that fast. I think I just use shortcuts a lot. So here, we'll put this down. This is, we get a purchase token, and an order ID. A bad idea. You only had it since Switch gave you the 3 months. Yeah, I hate it about. Yeah, so I wonder how many people have that who have gone back to play the NES games that you get for free. And some of the games are like iconic classics like Zelda and Mario Bros. And I don't think they have games like Contra or Final Fantasy on there. Maybe they'll never get those. But still, even going back and playing some of these games, I find I have almost no patience for some of the tedium that's in them. And just gaming has changed so much since then. They're not bad games. I still think even Zelda, for example, still kind of holds up to the test of time. The music is still really good. The graphics are still fine, I'd say. And the gameplay is good. There are a lot of very silly things that game does, like having to light every single tree in the game on fire to figure out if there's a secret passage. That I think is silly. And yet, even going back, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Hey, Thov. What am I doing today? There's always the today command that I expect people to use, even if you've been in the stream for a long time. And I don't say that to chastise you. I'm just saying that as an informative thing. I'm getting closer to wrapping up. There's probably another 35 minutes of just research that's going to happen for the rest of the stream. And I can feel myself kind of slowing down here. So yeah, we're just trying to find out whatever we can about this stuff. Hey, Uncle Joe. So anyway, we get a token and an ID. The token is a string that represents buyer's entitlement to a product. And the ID is just, it represents a transaction. Third-party developers use the ID to manage refunds in the order management. So there's going to be something that lets us validate that the user actually bought this thing. I wonder how that's going to work. Because they're going to contact Google, and then Google is going to say, here's your purchase token and order ID. And then I guess the user passes that to me. And then I ask Google, did they actually purchase this thing? That's my assumption on how this works. But I don't know for sure. And I want to figure this out at least for one person. Now, let's maybe make a note about, should I make this public? Purchase flows? No, it's pretty botland specific because it's going to involve the servers at some point. I'll put it in here. Did I make something about itch already? I did. HIO payments. Yeah, let's put payment flows here. iOS, the app sends you the receipts and your server validates this. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be that way for almost all of these. What's that site called? Draw.io, I think. Flowchart. No, let's just make a blank. So there's going to be a person who player, they're going to contact Google, I guess. Yeah. So let's have it coming right from their wallet into Google. They're going to contact Google. Google is going to return something to the user. This is a terrible way of doing this. I'm also not a visual person, so I don't know why I'm drawing a diagram. Let's just write this out here. One, user clicks, I guess we'll say like common payment flow. User opens the salvage pack dialog in botland. User clicks buy. Okay, so now at this point, show Android specific purchase UI. Well, now let's just say show platform specific purchase UI. And then user clicks purchase on an item. Hey, Kyrie's. Probably similar to PayPal. User pays for a service and you can, yeah, exactly. I just need to figure out, what was the site I was using? It's called draw.io. This site is actually really, really good. I like this. It's free. It does a lot of the stuff you might expect from charting or drawing programs, and you can export to PDFs and there's no watermarks or anything. Sorry, I can link it in the chat. I don't know if there's a mobile site, although I wouldn't want to do any of this on mobile anyway. So for one time, every purchase creates a new token and a new order ID. So I guess we'll put this as a reference here. So salvage packs fall under one-time purchases. Every one-time purchase creates a purchase token and an order ID. For each continuous billing period, the purchase token stays the same. What continuous billing period was that? How do one-time purchases have continuous billing period? Or is that for... No, that's for subscriptions. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Because the subscription every month is going to be like a new purchase. Yeah. Okay. So configuration, title, description, product. Yeah, this is all pretty self-explanatory stuff, I think. Hey, Extron. Downloaded your game on Android. When I close it again, the music keeps playing. Where do I report bugs like this? There's a way to report them through the game. If you click this button at the top, feedback, and then just make sure it's set to bug, you can report it. But yeah, that's going to be a tough one to fix, I think, because this is probably a Chrome bug. Regardless, thank you for telling me about this. By the way, did you find any way to get it to go away eventually? Like, is there a workaround I can tell people in the meantime? Because I think I've had that happen to me on iPad a long time ago with just the website. I wonder whose fault it is. I feel like it's not mine. I feel like it's got to be the browser's. It should know that it's playing music and then stop it. I guess it doesn't. Restart the phone. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. Hopefully it was at least the newest music track, which is a good one. This is really bad. Alright, a single app can have multiple in-app purchases. Yep, that's fine. Yep. Unique one-time product configuration. Promo codes or codes. I don't think I want to do this ever. Yeah. Unique subscription. I don't have subscription stuff. Next step, create a one-time product. Okay. Oh, it's good music. Awesome. Oh man. So using Google Play billing, you can offer in-app products that charge users on a one-time basis known as managed products. Managed products can include items like virtual goods and premium services. What makes it managed? What's an unmanaged product? Did they ever explain that? Console refers to one-time products as managed products. Google Play billing library. Okay, I should probably write that here. Salvage packs fall under one-time purchases. The Google Play console refers to one-time purchases as managed products. Mr. Balrog, welcome back. Row your atom boat gently down the atom bottle. Barely atom bottle. It is just the truth. Thanks for the resub, Mr. Balrog. Thanks for the wonderful song. Very catchy. I could already picture the tune in my head. Google Play billing library. Billing library calls them in-app. Makes sense. So create a managed product. You can also create a, this is an external link and I don't want to show this on stream because I don't know if this is going to show something private here. That didn't. But where do you, oh, thanks Adov. Thanks for the bits. Okay, well, I don't know where you do this exactly. All I don't need to do is yet. If you're in a supported location for merchant registration, you can use Google Play billing. Got to be the US. If you're in a supported location, want to start using features of payment profile, required permission to offer a managed product, you need to declare COM Android vending billing. If you distribute it globally, you can still, what? You distribute your app globally, you can still publish apps that use that permission in all countries. What if yeah, that's probably fine. Hey, Nafu. Okay, well, we got to write this down somewhere. Yeah, fine. Let's go do that. So design database tables. This is all the later work we'll have to do. So app modifications. Add this to the Android app. And then we'll include the link here. Can we link to, no we can't. Unless there's a table of contents or something. Nope. Okay. So how do we verify? Well, there was one other site actually that I didn't look at, which was this one. Best practices. Sell digital purchases with Play in-app billing. Google Play handles checkout details so your app never has to process financial transactions. Amazing. Your app will use the same checkout flow. Yep, cool. That's good. Join your Discord. I think you represent some solid knowledge. Yeah, well, thanks, Ernie. Yeah, and thank you, Goon, for helping Ernie out with some questions, by the way. I only see it happening in chat, but I haven't been paying very close attention because it sounds like a conversation just between you two, which I'm fine with you having in public chat, by the way. I haven't read it. Hey, XYZ. Okay, so determine what content or features you want to set, then set them up, define them, integrate it, add mechanisms to unlock features, deliver content. Okay. Oh, thanks, Anonymous. And welcome, Ernie. You're a sub now. You're a view bot. The view bot ranks are really increasing today. First day back after vacation. All right, so this is fine. I do want to figure out the code flows still. And I want to figure out how Apple does this stuff too. So I read through these in the very basics. Gave that 20 minutes ago? Gave what? Or are you talking about the Discord thing? And hey, Silent. Okay, so I guess let's look up like Android verify in-app purchase. The sample app that Google developer got. Okay, I should look at this stuff first because I don't even know what they're talking about yet. Oh, the follow. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, no, what I'm saying is you were just gifted a subscription. So on Twitch, there are follows and there are subscriptions, and follows are free and subscriptions are paid. And someone gifted you a subscription, meaning they spent $5 for you. And being a subscriber on my channel means next to nothing. But now you can use any of those emotes that you see. So if you type something like Adam Party, it'll turn into a picture of my face. Do you have a link to make notes like you got there? I have my actual notes, and then I have a blog post that I did. I think it's blog notes. Yeah, on how I write notes. So yeah. Okay, document explains how to add this into your app. Specifically, it covers how to add the functionality that's common to all in-app product types. One time, rewarded. Yeah, okay, cool. So this will tell us how to do this. Before reading this page, do the following. Yep, got that. Configure in-app products. So I'm not going to do that yet. But how do you do this? They just link to all the same pages I already had. Google Play Console, that's where you do this. Ah, okay, I'm going to do this off screen. I want to just figure out how I set this up. Is there payments somewhere? I can show this screen. There's nothing private here. I have 57 installs. Look at that. This is the big leagues. Anyway, there's got to be somewhere here where you can customize your payments. And I want to figure out where that is. Store presence, maybe? Store listing. In-app products, found it. Manage products, I got it. Okay. So to make one of these, so in deploy, I think I have the Android stuff here somewhere. Play it, yeah, this. To make one of these, go to the Google Play console. And then it's in choose your app, and then store presence, in-app products, managed products. Okay, your app doesn't have any in-app products yet. To add in-app products, you need to add the billing permission to your APK. To add in-app products, you need to set up a Google Payments merchant account. Okay, those are things I'll have to do off stream, and I'll do those later, I guess. Okay, cut. Really disappointed with OneNote. Lacks many features. Considering making my own note-taking app. Yeah, what features are you looking for? Because there's a lot of stuff that OneNote can do, and some of it's kind of crazy, actually. Like, I don't know if I've ever shown you this in particular. I've definitely shown this on stream. But if I find a picture, let's say, so see this add to load balancer? You can actually search for text in pictures automatically. There's nothing I had to do to get that to work. And it just shows up. They have OCR built in. It's pretty nice. And you could also right click this and say copy text from picture, which is pretty nice, although that doesn't always work the best. You can see it without even knowing what the source text was, you can already tell it kind of messed up. Like probably did not have any diacritic marks over an O there, but still pretty cool. Yeah, markdown, syntax, highlighting, sync. The sync is actually already there. I have all the same apps on my phone, on my iPad, on my laptop. But yeah, the markdown and syntax highlighting, those would have to be extensions or something. And folders and subfolder system. Yeah, so you can actually have indented notes if you just drag back or forward here, and then you can collapse the whole thing. So that stuff does work too. Hey, remote. Works with handwritten notes too. Yeah, I don't tend to use those ever. I really, really don't like writing, like manual writing. Okay, so I learned how to make that, and that's what we have here. Then they say about the code snippet. That demonstrates how to list the available products, start a purchase flow, record product consumption, everything else you need to know. So the way that they do it is they have the app fetch from Google Play which products are being offered. It's probably a better way of doing this. What is this, 1990? I never liked writing. Well, I should say handwriting. I don't mind writing as in writing a story or something, but just actually physically holding a pencil or pen just seems so archaic to me right now. I wonder what the fastest person in the world gets as far as words per minute with a pen. Probably doesn't come anywhere close to what the fastest person on a keyboard gets. So wait, there was something I just said that I really needed to remember. Oh, what was it? Oh, what's going on? Something on the in-app. Oh, yeah. Listing in-app purchases. Right. We probably need to fetch the in-app purchases allowed from the platform itself. This is what Android mentioned. Android mentions this for their sample app. Well, the other thing that you could check out is Notion.so. I don't know if it provides all the features you want, but it's a pretty impressive app so far. Just draw a straight line with some curves. 9,000 words per minute. Yeah, so it's this step 3 that I haven't done. Now, step 5, I don't think we ever really need to do, I hope. Well, I need to figure that out too. Figure out recovery scenarios, i.e. where the client purchases something, but the server isn't immediately told for whatever reason. You can query for your purchased goods from the store. We probably need to do that at some point in order to figure out whether the botland servers think that you've redeemed that product already. Is there an option where you can mirror the Twitch site? I think Better Twitch TV can do that. Better TTV. I'll link this in. I'm not even positive if it's an option. I think it is. And if not, you can use an alternate. You can use a. Oh yeah, good. Thanks. A bad idea. Yeah, you can use a different chat application completely. Makes it easier to remember than typing it for some reason. No clue what that is. Have you heard that before? I haven't heard that before. I heard just taking notes is helpful for retaining information, but I didn't know if it was the mechanism of taking notes via handwriting that might help. Maybe just because it takes longer. Okay, good. So update your apps dependencies. This is not right. They said something about the vending thing. When was this last updated? Where's the last update date? I don't know about that. Definitely sounds wrong. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find this. Payment flows. Well, I didn't write that down, but I wrote it down over here somewhere. There it is. Add COM Android vending billing to the Android app. They have billing client billing. Oh, Anonymous. Going crazy with Anonymous subs. And welcome, Panic. Yeah, thank you, Anonymous person. If it were me gifting subs, I would totally want it to be related to my Twitch account. So everybody knows I got a little present icon next to my name. It might be Goon. Yeah, could be a speed thing, could be a... I don't know. I feel like in the end it's all muscle memory anyway. Connect to Google Play. Establish a connection to Google Play. You must implement a billing client state listener. Oh, this stuff's going to be pretty tough. Also, I wonder what the best route to pursue is. Like, should I try this from the itch side of things first? I can't really do the Apple side of things myself, but I could do Android stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can do the itch and Android stuff. Figure out recovery scenarios, design the database tables based on all that stuff. Make sure to back up the existing database. Ignored your old school note taking? Wait, let me see. Oh, I take notes when playing Botland. I like the different colored inks and stuff. I'm a sucker for colors, pretty much everything. Come up with data structures and flow for all 3 platforms first. Yeah, and that is definitely the first thing, and then designing the database tables. But then I wonder when it actually comes to tackling these things. Average handwriting is 13 words per minute. Hey, Gun Chaser. Yeah, the average words per minute, though, that 33 value was taken from a study that was a long time ago. And I think that that value's probably increased since then. I think someone was saying it's at least 40 now, which still I was wondering about. I wonder what the maximums are. Like, it's the fastest handwriter on the planet. Pulls out a pen from a holster, flips it around in their hand, starts writing out a note. Beautiful font at the end. Yeah, I think this general flow of what we're going to be doing here is straightforward enough. We query the products you have, and I'll write all this stuff out tomorrow, I think. But we query which products you have. We make sure that those things were marked on the server. There's some way of validating this on the server. There's a lot of information we're going to need here. I agree. There are some awesome people here. Thank you guys for being great. Yeah, I don't know how much else I can really do today exactly. So I think we'll probably leave it at that. Hey, Orange Ray. So I'm going to go here and hopefully not be disappointed. Well, but I'm disappointed. I'm focusing toward mobile. The iOS thing, you be able to describe it more? Yeah, I'll take a look at that tomorrow. I think I have that written down here already, right? Is this the right one? Validate remotely. Yes, it is. Yeah, so anyway, this is the Botland category on Twitch. And at the end of all of my streams, I check to see, is anyone here? Are they streaming here? I'll actually have the English tag on. I guess it's possible someone's not streaming in English. But if anyone ever wants to get hosted by me, just stream in that category. But otherwise, since nobody's there right now, I will go host somebody else. I also, over the next few months, want to reach out to people who might be interested in streaming Botland who have an established audience. So if you guys know anybody, let me know, especially if they're online at this time, because I can host them and then, you know, maybe that'll help convince them that, yeah, see, streaming Botland can get you viewers. So for today, I don't think we're going to go that route. Yeah, I think we're just going to host Raimu today. But thank you guys for watching, and really welcome back. We're going to be... Oh, sorry, Fennec. I just completely lost track. Oh, yeah, no. So it's going to be monetization, sorry, for the rest of the month, and probably for some of June as well. Anyway, I'm going to be back to a regular stream schedule. So tomorrow, I'm going to be back online at 9 a.m. And for frame of reference, is currently 12:30. So like 3.5 hours ago, but tomorrow. Actually, pretty much 4 hours ago. I start at 8:40, even though I say it's at 9. And yeah, we'll just keep tackling monetization stuff. The goal is to get this in hopefully by the end of June. Has Kippo ever streamed Botland? Yeah, he did. The last time he did it was, I think, November 7th of 2017, because that's when that beta launched, and he streamed on that day for sure. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'll leave you guys with the Discord and Twitter links and YouTube and everything else. If you guys want to follow any of those sites, great. If not, don't worry about it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So leaving you with Raimu. Take care.